You fill up my senses like a gallon of magnet, like a packet of wood binds, like a good pinch of snuff, like a night out in Sheffield, like a greasy chip buddy, like Sheffield United. Come fill me again, na na na.
Boom. Hello, welcome to Just United on episode 5 at Swearbox. Start inviting people in now. We've got Mr. Steve Holmes becoming a regular now, aren't you, Steve?
Yes, mate. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I love it, mate. And we've got Connor, but I don't know if you can hear us, having a few technical issues at the moment, but we'll leave him sat there at the bottom. He might pop in, he might not. So I've done a little thing today. Thought I'd brighten up the stream a little bit and added a nice little overlay. It's covered Steve's head. I might have to get rid of it. Let's see if I can change it a bit. Well, nope. Yeah, nope. Yeah, we're getting rid of it. Right, so we wanted to really talk about this AI stuff, what we're going on about. Like, what do you know about it so far? Hey, Connor, can you hear us?
Still not different.
No. So, Steve, what do you think about this AI? What do you know about it?
Well, only from things that I've gathered, like by reading about it and things like that. AI is there for the sole purpose of identifying the best player to suit the system that you need. If we'll just go for the sake of argument, say we want a left centre half, which we do desperately. From what I've gathered, it picks out a player for you, whether or not it picks out a player for you that's going to play that system, and the system of the players that we've already got, it generates a player up for you.
So I've got a little insight now what it says, right? It says, what is the AI model? The club's American owners, Steve Rosen and Helme Eltuke from Biotech, have partnered with Anglo-American AI talent spotting firm, including the tech figure James Bond and San Francisco company Short Circuit Science, to run an unsigned player through data algorithms. The system analyzes performance, physical metrics, league intensity, positions, growth, potential, medical history, risk, and even saleability, aiming to find the undervalued and overlooked players, especially from abroad. The first transfer window under the system brought in Christian and I can't even say his name. Jefferson Caceres, yeah, and most recently Yukaka from Bulgarian side via the AI shortlist. On the medical side, they're integrating AI to help with injury predictions and preventions. So yeah, that's basically a short insight to it. Bit much in it, to be fair, but
yep.
How can a computer determine if a player is good or not? I could get stats and all that like that, but does that beat the eye?
Not necessarily, but somebody in our group put in about watching Moneyball,
and
they did it on stats alone, and they did it with paper and everything. But
yeah,
I watched that, and that's exactly how he set his team up. You lost one standout player, and that AI that they had predicted that they'd need, just because that one player were good, they'd need 3 to fill his boat. And that's what they did. They went out and got 3. And it worked. I mean, they lost for, I don't know, say 6 or 7 games up top, probably more. And then they went on a 19-winning game run because he brought these players in that their AI predicted they needed.
Yeah,
it's all down to who you've got in team. And they predict a player to fit in with that team bonding. That's how they did it. I don't know.
Exactly. But this AI model, what we're doing, all I've seen so far is potential talent rather than talent for now. And
Correct.
I think we need talent for now, not in 5 years. So if you were this supercomputer and you're looking at our team, where would you strengthen? What would you say we need to strengthen them?
We need a backline to start with. We need a right back, right centre half in case of goes. We still need one for an understudy anyway. We need definitely two, at least a left centre half, if not two. We're all right on left hand side, as in full backs. They're all right. Midfield, I think you want to drop in a good attacking and a defensive midfielder.
Mm-hmm.
We need 2 left wingers, 2 right wingers, and a striker.
Yeah. I think we need 3 centre backs if I'm looking at it right. Because say we do keep Anel and we do keep Robbo, all it takes is one. All it takes is 1 injury and 1 red card, and that's it. We're down to 2.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I understand that, yeah. But Robbo's, see, with Robbo being, I mean, Wilder played him, so he triggered another year. So unless he shoves him out at door, says, look, we don't need you, so he better be somewhere else. Whether he's going to do that, I don't know. I don't think he'll do that until he's got his players in. And to leave it that late in transfer window, I don't think he'll do it anyway. So then he becomes our 3rd left centre half. So if you get 2 for left centre half, you've got you've only got Anel.
Yep.
So you need another one. And if you're thinking 2, then you want 2 more right centre half.
So would you fetch anyone from under 21s through yet?
No.
Do you think anyone's ready?
No. Oh, you're thinking like that, Joel Baptiste?
Maybe Baptiste, but I do like that Dovidas. I think he's captain for under 21s. He was captain for under 18s. I think he's a bit of a beast. Me, I think I've seen him play centre back and central defensive midfielder. I think he's got something about him.
Having said that, I think that if you're old enough, I mean, if you're good enough, you're old enough. Look at Michael Owen. He was scoring an hat-trick for England against Argentina at 17-year-old. Yeah, that's probably up there, that's miles away from where we are. But he was 17-year-old.
So looking at our under 21s, who would you reckon is our next breakout star out Ramon?
Very hard to say. Because I don't watch a lot of 21s, to be honest.
Yeah. I think if I'm looking personally, right, I say there's Dovidas, he's one what I've got my eye out for. That Javan Beattie, which is Craig Beattie's son, he's scoring for fun at the moment. There's also that Owen Hampson and Billy Blacker. I think they're good as well. So
is Ryan Giggs on in there at all?
Yeah, Zach Giggs. I think he's on in under 18s though. I don't think he's under 21s yet. I don't think he's what I'm told is not developing as quick as people would like him to develop. So that's something to keep an eye out on. But I don't know. It's a weird one. It's like Ryan O'Neill. I think if he stays, I think he gets a lot more chances this season coming forward rather than selling him. I feel like there's a reason why Liverpool and other clubs are looking at him. Do you know what I mean? So it's what do you do? Do you cash on him now or do you give him a year in Championship, see where he gets to? Depends
where money's going to be distributed. If they're going to sell him to bring players in, then I'm all in favour on it. If they're just selling him, if they sell One, then they've got to bring another striker in regardless. If they put in One's money towards a better, well-equipped striker for now, then I'm all for it.
It's like I was saying,
to get a defender in, let's put it that way. No, I won't. I'd keep him.
Oh, yeah, 100%. It's like I was saying that I don't mind losing anybody in this squad whatsoever. I mean, it hurt. It's like I think Cooper would be hard to replace. I think Sousa would be hard to replace. But majority of the players in this team, I do think are replaceable. So
Gusema just been at least just been 18 million for Gusema, or is that a load of crap?
I think it's just hearsay. I don't think it's true.
Fair enough.
Is your mic working yet, Connor?
Yeah, I think so, mate. Might just have to have me with that camera, though.
Yeah, that's fine. We've got you on. So, what do you think about this AI model, mate?
I'm neither side just yet, to be honest with you, pal. We'll see how it goes. We could make a load of unknown signings like during this window. Everyone will be saying, "Oh, it's shit. It's this. It's that." And then we could go and piss league and like go undefeated all season, and everyone will be saying it's best thing since sliced bread. So I'm getting it 2 seasons before it's good enough.
It's like I think they've got to find balance with it. I think we can't fucking spunk all our money on these unknown signings without strengthening the first team first. I mean, it's all right having all these unknowns and all this, like, right? But The problem I've got is we need to improve now rather than in 5 years. So it's what do you do? How do you balance it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly, mate. And it's so from my understanding and what I've been told anyway, it's not all going to be. So all signings are AI driven anyway. So obviously you have a system, you have people picking out players, and then that's to back that up, which is all obviously AI generated and AI supported. So from my understanding, that's still going to be the way that it's done anyway. We are still going to have a scouting network and a scouting system. It's just more numbers driven and more data driven, like presses per 90, all that sort of stuff. And we're going to be statistics more than which I don't think is going to be necessarily a bad thing. And we might be able to pick up a couple of hidden gems. I just think that there's going to be a.
So do you think people are overreacting when they're saying like, oh, every signing is going to be AI, which I get, but like, it's not just for the future, is it? It's for now as well.
Yeah, exactly, mate. It does my head in when I see people doing that, saying, oh, this, it's that. Because our fan base, a lot of them are stuck in past.
Mate, our fan base, and me being one of them, we're very fickle. We like to moan about absolutely everything.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, mate. People might say the same about me. I were one of people that wanted Wilder gone. Like,
yeah, I were.
Season. So, you got arguments from both sides. But the way I look at it is football's changing, football's progressing. Fans need to change with the times as well and understand that the way scouting and the way that clubs are run is just completely different nowadays.
Yeah, 100%.
Look at your Brentford, Bournemouth.
Still think that you've got to look at a bit high, Ricky. No matter who they turn up, I think they've got to be looked at.
I feel like your computer finds them, and then you should send out your chief scouts and all that lot to look at them properly. Because, like I said, they could have issues where the computer don't pick up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, the problem we've got with that is there's no football, so we can't go and watch them. So they're going to bring them in, aren't they, regardless? That's the way I see it. If they said we're going with AI, or we can't even say, all right, you can go to YouTube or whatever they can get on or whatever and see games past. It can gear around about thing. I didn't say we Alfie Divine when he copped up. I mean, you get YouTube compilations which they can put good bits in, but from what I saw in, and with his distance passing, I thought, hang on a minute, we've got a young audience. So there's enough in him, what I've seen, there's enough about him to go and come to United. But like you said earlier, he didn't want to come and sit on bench. Now, if we're signing permanent, that's fine. He's one for the future. You can integrate. You can do what you want with him. You can mould him. But there is something about him, I think, and I believe in, that he's one that could take us forward. Eventually. He's not the finished article by any stretch of imagination. No. But he could be.
Yeah, he could.
Who's this that we're talking about? Sorry, I didn't.
Alfie Divine.
It'd just be squad competition for me.
Yeah. For the moment, yeah. I think he's too young to say he's going to be spectacular. It's like Brooks. I watched one game of Brooks, and I think he's going to destroy league, and the next game is not seen for a majority of the game.
Right.
So
he's raw, and that's get with this young talent. I mean, this is the problem with these AI signings. I think half of fans are expecting like, Jefferson Caceres and obviously Christian and the other young Nigerian
Yukake.
Yeah, they're all thinking, these are supposed to be first team signings, and that they're going to be competing to like go into first team. This should with Jefferson and Christian last season. That's not the case. We're signing for development as well as like they're here and now. So I'm willing to get a chance. Don't get me hurt.
Yeah.
Doing shit next season and we're like bottom at league. I'm probably going to be leaning towards more. Right, let's go traditional. Wilder. Let's go and get him back. But
well, what I've noticed is though, it's like Wilder gets a lot of praise for signings what we did in the summer, which undoubtedly he should do. But I feel like Jamie Hoyland had a lot more to do with that than is led on to believe. Do you know what I mean? Everyone puts it all on Wilder like he does, but I know it were Hoyland what initiated a lot of them signings. Wilder just had to have final say. Do you get what I mean?
Well, this is the issue, right? So Wilder gets all the credit and praise for everything, because obviously he's Sheffield lad, and I can't thank him enough for everything that he's done. But even his 3-5-2, like, that's Alan Nill's system and tactics. It's not his. It was Alan Nill that came up with all of that. Obviously,
yeah, I'm pretty sure he used that at Rotherham, didn't he, when he had his little stint there?
Exactly. So that's Alan Nill's system and tactics, and Wilder were branded as like a modern day football genius because of all of that. That were so he gets a lot more credit than what he deserves sometimes because of who he is to the club and what events of Sheffield, homegrown, born and bred. He gets given credit for a lot of things that aren't even anything to do with him. That's always been my outlook on it, anyway.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's like I can't sit here and slag Wilder off for what he's done, but I feel like other people should be given credit as well.
Yeah, of course.
He's a motivator. He's Wilder. He gets them fiery. That's one of his main jobs. His man management's pretty good. And if you're rating what you're saying with Alan Neil making all tactics, whatever you want to call it, and doing on-field stuff, well, that's fine. A manager manages, and then he coaches coach. That's how it should be, to be honest.
Good evening, Liam.
Good evening, brothers.
Yeah, Liam.
Are we okay?
Yeah. What's
Can
your
you hear me all
perspective?
right?
Yeah, what's your perspective on AI?
I don't really understand it, but I think a lot of recruitment basically a lot of teams use it, don't they? So I think nowadays, a lot of, especially big sides, we always revert to Bournemouth, Brighton and Brentford, but I think even teams like Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, I think they still use this AI data stuff. So I don't really know what.
So this with Brighton, can I just highlight they were in the second year at Premier League before they started using AI. And people think it was a big success. Before they even got there, they were making big signings, do you know what I mean, to keep them in Premier League. So it weren't AI what kept them in there. AI came after when they were established.
Yeah.
It's like I keep saying, it's all right. I don't mind this AI, but it has to be for now rather than in 5 years.
But what's your timescale on?
My timescale is we've just come back from finishing third. Right, we went to Wembley, lost in final, obviously. So I feel we've got to get the equivalent or promotion to consider it a success this season. I feel like if we don't fetch in players what are going to impact the team now, we risk a chance of getting left behind because we're waiting for players to develop.
Okay. What about, let's say, if Gus, Vinny, and like obviously Hamer, Gus, Vinny, Burrows, Cooper, this happen, but let's go. The expectations change then.
Say again, mate. I didn't hear that bit.
Do your expectations change for a lot of us big players this summer, and we're having to bring in for another rebuild? And at the time
there's certain players I don't mind losing if, like I keep saying, if we can get the adequate replacements for him. It's like Cooper. If Cooper goes, with this, I'd hate it, but there is good keepers in this league. Ones what we can pick up or abroad even. Do you know what I mean? Look at him at Stoke, Johansson, who we were after before we got Cooper. Do you know what I mean? Gus, there's plenty of replacements for Gus. You don't just replace Gus as a player, you replace him in his position and you strengthen around it. Like,
I don't think there is anybody to replace him, though, to be fair.
To Gus?
You need 4.
No, I don't either.
Took him off of that pitch at Wembley. We never looked like fucking scoring again.
But is that because we've relied on him too much? If you build the old squad stronger.
100%. We relied on Illiman too much.
Yeah.
When Eckenbottom took us up.
If we built all the squad stronger rather than individuals, and then you don't miss someone like Armour, do you? It's like I said.
Look at Leeds.
Leeds.
Lost Somerville, didn't they? And Rutter. Obviously, 2 best players in the season before. They brought in like Bogle, Aka, all that sort of stuff this season. And I hate saying it, but they're one of the best sides that I've watched because they just find teams down into floor. They outwork them. We had that saying a couple of seasons, didn't we? That outwork, outfight.
That's gone.
Yeah, they embodied that this.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did.
It's wank though, because right, it's why are we like that? Why do we run out of gas? Why are we fucked constantly?
We've said this since
You're not
second ball,
fit
haven't we?
enough.
Yeah,
You're not
it's
train
like,
rate. You can't be.
yeah,
You must be on wrong
Can't be.
diet.
but
I ain't
how
got a
can we
clue.
say? How can we say that we're two different managers? Because it's happened with Eke and it's happened with Wilder. Do you know what I mean? So there's something. We're not even looking at play. Palmer at Coventry run his socks off every fucking game. So why can't it?
I just don't get it myself. I've no idea. But when you talk about that AI, Gareth Smith come out with a comment last week, early last week, that now Ipswich are back in our league. They can use updated AI because they've dropped back down to Championship. Well, that's right, you know. I don't know. I don't understand it. But it's just something that's coming to my head because I was reading about it.
It's how do you as a manager at this club, right? Who not really going to have many sayings on transfers. What we get, I mean, they might get a list. I don't know how it's going to work, to be honest with you. But like, is he a coach? Is he the manager?
The yes man.
You know what I mean,
that's all he is.
But do you know what it is, right? What he did for Reading, mate, is remarkable. Under restrictions,
I get that, but me and you could probably do that in League One, Rick.
Not under them restrictions.
I know, true.
Mate, he got one loan in a dire situation. He had zero backing front manager. They had zero talent in that squad. He just did it basically through hard work. Look when Hull played us. Do you know what I mean? They beat us due to hard work. It weren't skill. That weren't a skill issue. That was just hard work, mate.
Our team were fucked and all, weren't they?
The runners out ragged, mate. Runners ragged. And at this point, Regan Slater, we released him years ago, didn't we? Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we weren't good enough, right? How's Regan Slater outrunning Davis and Peck?
Because they played like 8 matches in a row, I think, haven't they?
Don't matter, so did Regan Slater.
I know, exactly. To me, I've always said this to my dad, Rick, at the end of the day, it's the job. They should be fucking fit to the job. They should be fit to play 2 or 3 games a week. That's the job. That's the professional lifestyle. They have all best physios, all best treatment, all best nutritionists, all best dietitians. So why are they not fucking fit? That's what I don't understand. I just wanted to ask you all in all is, like we say about Bournemouth that use this AI and Brentford and Brighton, right? But like you've just said there, Rick, Brighton use it in the second season when they've gone up. Them 3 teams can pump a lot more money into that AI data thing than what we can.
You're right.
So that's why they're picking up players like Matona for 8 million. We won't find a player like that. People are expecting us to follow in their shoes, right? But they're pumping in more money to it. So how we're going to fucking follow in their shoes if they're pumping £100 million more pound than what we have? We're not going to.
I can't see us spunking 8 million on an AI signing, though, mate.
I can't.
That's me honest.
Sorry, it was 3-4 million they bought for Matoma for. But I'm not, sorry, I got it wrong. It's worth about 98 million now. But it's like my dad said, at the end of the day, Liam, what you've got to think is, so they buy 10 of them players at £1 million, and that's £10 million they spent. One of them players sells for 30 million. You made profit, haven't you?
Yeah. Only thing what's worrying me is Ipswich. They've got the same AI model as Brighton.
They don't really need anywhere though in the league then.
Right. And they couldn't use it last season because they went in Premier League and Brighton banned them from using it because it says it's the Rolls Royce of AI models for these transfers. Yeah. But now they're back in Championship, they can use it again.
That's right. That's what I'm saying.
I don't really need to focus on league anyway. If we spend correctly, keep the players we've got, was not.
Connor keeps cutting out. It's very quiet.
This any better?
Yeah, that's a lot better.
Yeah. So if we just focus on Ascends, don't be bothered what anyone else is doing, your Ipswichers, whatever else. Obviously, we can compare to like your Brightons, your Bournemouths and whoever, but don't compare us to anybody else in this league, because if we do what we need to do, we spend smartly, we use this AI. Obviously, our AI system is no compared to what Brighton and whatever else have got. Theirs is like multi-million. This is a brand new startup, but we don't know. We don't know the potential and the capability of this thing. And that's why I'm saying give it 2 seasons before we even judge it. Obviously, sellers, people they're gonna like have an opinion after probably first 3 games. There's gonna be people calling for his head if we've lost 2-1.
Me included, lad.
Yeah, I know, mate. wilder fanboy over there.
Wait. Clean that up, Liam. There's still a bit wilder there.
Sorry, Con.
Nah, it's all good, mate. But yeah, it's one of them things you've just got to give things a chance. Like, as long as I've said it numerous times, I've been banging this drum. I will happily miss out on the playoffs this year as long as I see an improvement on that pitch in terms of style of play. Pilo, I know you're going to say, obviously, we need results, which
I know what you're saying, Con. I know what you're saying. It's a long-term thing, but I think that's another reason why Wilder could have gone. They might have said to him, we want it to look like this in 2 or 3 years' time. We want it to look like this in 5 years' time. And he said, no, I want it to look like this. And they said to him, I just think, because that AI, so going back to AI again, if Jeff and that other guy were that good, they'd be in first team, wouldn't they?
They weren't signed as first team players, though.
Right.
That's the issue, and that's what people are getting confused with. They weren't signed as first team players. They were signed as players that have an identity where they could fit into a system.
Does it still say it on shirts? Outrun, outfight.
I don't know.
Outplay.
I'm not sure.
I fucking hope not, because we.
I just wanted to ask you a quick one on signings about like what Con's just said there. If any, because I couldn't really catch Hendricks, I couldn't hear him, but where he said about any as big players go, like say if it's Gus, somebody needs to be coming in that type of caliber player. Obviously, I don't think you'd be able to replace Gus just like you couldn't hear him because he's best player in division, but somebody like. I don't know what to say because there's that many players out there. Somebody
Don't
like
you fucking dare say Boja Signs.
No, I'm not going to. Like a David Brooks or somebody, or like a fucking. I don't know. People are saying Josh Murphy, but to me, you need to be going better than Josh Murphy.
Ben Doak.
I agree with
Boja Signs.
Yeah, but Ben Doak's not going to come. He's going to Premier League, isn't he? He's a right.
Yeah, but obviously you can use him as an example. Like Borja Signs, he's probably going to go abroad. Like Ben Doak could be a good example because he's like where he was top.
But thing is, with him, Con, he played on right, and I've heard he's going to Everton, so.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just throwing it out there as a name that obviously
100%.
What about this Turkish centre half, left centre half? Are we in for him or not, or was that just a wind up?
I got told it were agent talk, but I don't know if anybody else
different.
But I've no idea. See, we're getting linked with, as usual, millions of players. 90% of them are paper talk. And
90% of them are wank. Every single one we've been linked with. I'm not happy, me lads. I'm not. I'll tell you. I'll be honest.
You know what though?
I'm
I'll
not.
be honest with you.
To be honest, only out to Divine, maybe.
I'm not being funny. That Ashley Phillips is not better than Anel. That Divine will come in. He's not better than Callum O'Hare. So where's he playing?
No, he ain't.
Right.
He's
so
definitely not better than Gus Hamer, who can play in 10 as well. So where are these new lads playing then?
I'll give you a list of 3 names what I got given. Yeah.
Go on.
And these are centre backs. What I got told we're in for all 3, and we want all 3. We don't just want one of them. Do you know what I mean? It's not like finger.
But yeah.
Ashley Phillips.
Yep.
Charlie Hughes.
Yep.
And Callum Doyle.
Callum Doyle's got a bit top target out of them 3.
Yep.
I agree with that.
I've been banging drum all since summer though, lads. I know.
Well, I have we.
Callum Doyle's a really, really good back. Very good.
Like
so, if you look at
mate.
Go on.
No, go on.
Yeah, if you look at Callum Doyle like this season, in let's be honest, the shit Norwich team, they had a couple of standout signs who were shit off at first half of the season. Sargent, who were probably best striker in league, and then obviously Callum Doyle. He's got a lot of the qualities that we've looked for in centre backs previously, where he's reasonably solid defensively. He can put a good shift in, but he's also like very useful going forward. I think I was talking to you about it other day, weren't I, Pilo? He had like 6 or 7 assists last season from centre.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it when you said that, Con, to be honest.
Just absolutely ridiculous. That's like Basham numbers from a couple of years ago.
And like you said, in a wank Norwich side as well, it's pretty impressive, to be fair.
Well, can I say that Charlie Hughes has a 94% progressive pass rate.
Well, that's all right. He's passing left and right and back to the forwards. What's his long ball right?
Is that Callum Doyle, that Rick?
No, that's Charlie Hughes. Progressive passes means forward passes, not back.
Oh, fucking hell. Get him in.
I better forget Tanganga then, lads, Anna. I better forget Tanganga then, Anna.
Yeah, the Tanganga's not leaving London, mate. Not for a championship team, anyway.
I know.
So, the thing is with Tanganga, anyway, he is a good player, but it's an inflated price for him. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is. It is.
100%. I agree. I just look at last season. But Millwall's best player got player of the season. And I just thought, he got cast away at Tottenham a bit. 'Cause I've seen him play for Tottenham in Premier League a few times. He didn't look out of place. And I've got Spurs. One of my mates is a Spurs fan at work, and he said reason they got rid of him is because he was too injury prone. So I said to him, he'll fit rating at Bramall Lane then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was looking at Salastore, right, and you know some formations he plays. Obviously, he plays the 4-2-3-1, and then he likes playing the 4-3-3 as well. When he plays the 4-3-3, which he did a lot for Hull, he likes running with 2 number 8s and a number 6. Yeah, but his number 6, he likes him more as a deep line playmaker rather than an actual number 6. You know, like Vinny Souza. So if he's keeping Vinny Souza around, Vinny's going to have to learn to start playmaking. But also, the number 8's what he likes. None of our number 8's fit that mould apart from Peck slightly.
You don't think Blaster does?
No, well, yeah and no.
I think Tom Davis could suit that role, to be fair, lads.
Right, he likes hard-working number 8's. Progressive,
He does.
hard-working
You're
number
right, what
8's.
you say. And good say, but it's an hard-working number 8.
Is that reason why
Well,
he
he might
turned
be
down
for
in
an hour,
fucking
then
Turkey,
he's
though,
fucked.
lads? Is that
Say
reason why
again?
they said to him, you're not going up wing next season, you need to be trimming down, you're going back to your original position?
Do you reckon
Yeah.
we knew we were out unfit, that's why we stuck him on left?
I think, is that good? Well, just let him play anyway. Because to me, a few people, I'm not going to name them, but a few people in chat are saying we'd be a better team without Gustavo Eimer. Some people are deluded, right? He's the best player in that division. Right. You can see when he comes off of that pitch, the golfing class drops 40-50%.
It does.
Right. So Armour had 18 goal contributions, last season.
Yeah. But like you said, we need him fit because we're not fucking fit enough.
Which is good. 18 goals contributions is good, right?
Yeah.
Across the front line, how many goals did we get? And it says hardly then. Do you know what I mean? We were 6 for goals scored this season. 6.
What you mean strikers wise? Or
strikers, wingers, cams. We were 6. In goals scored for a team, we were 6. Yeah.
We only got 2 from midfield, didn't we?
Yeah, exactly. So you stick Harmer, get him fit as a number 8. You're talking maybe about his numbers will drop maybe about 4 goals, 5 goals, but then maybe about 8 assists, 10 assists, maybe. Do you know what I mean?
That's his natural position, though, isn't it?
Then you get someone on wing who's contribution, right? He can feed that ball. Do you know what I mean? He can feed some things happening, right? So you get 2 wingers what can actually play as wingers, and you've got Tom Cannon. Tom Cannon, right? Will be the best finisher at that club. Do you know what I mean? So.
I can't see that.
There. Why not?
I'm going to take some confidence in me.
Stoke and Preston, mate. Right, if you play the ball to his feet in the box.
Yeah, but he's not fast. He can't run in behind. He's got feet. He's got lead bumps on.
He don't need to. Billy Sharp went fast overall.
You need somebody to run in behind. You've got to have somebody threading that back line, running in behind. Otherwise, you've got everything's in front of them, and you're not turning them. If you don't get a defence turn and turn them often, then everything's in front of them and they can cut everything out. It's easy football that way. Honestly.
Go on, Con.
Yeah, that's what wingers are for. Obviously, Cannon, like Ricky's just said, right? How many people looking at Billy Sharp? We are taking away his goal scoring rate. Yeah, in my team. Fucking no one. He knows where the back of the. And I've been banging the drum about Cannon since we got him.
Come a bit closer again.
Whoever scouts these football for this like very, very not suit wild at all. So whoever thought they were good fucking fit, can't blame that one because the scouts got that one. So that needs to be addressed. So if you pay 10 million quid for him, as like best here and he can score championship goals. Make him where it's going to go. That's what he's there for. To put the ball back in the fucking net. Not to do the running, not to do the pressing, to do the creative side of things. You put the ball to him, he'll put it in the net. Give him chance.
I heard about 50% of that, Conor, mate. I'm sorry.
Sounds like me of a week with Dalek, doesn't it?
Exterminate.
He was pissing himself against Steve April today, I'm telling you.
I know. I've wanted it back, lads. Don't. I'm right embarrassed, but it is what it is, isn't it?
I couldn't help it, me, mate.
Steve's all right tonight, lads. That's what I don't understand.
We need to get you a light, though. You're fucking dark as fuck. You're nearly as dark as me. What's happening?
Yeah, wait, bro. Set light on 1 sec. So rushing back from shopping to shop some Rizzler, then no Rizzler, so fucking run to the shop and then late. That better?
Oh, bloody hell. Fucking hell. I don't know. You ugly bastard. I might
Turn it back off, for fuck's sake.
Fucking hell. He's smiling and all.
I won't be soon when I won't be come 8th for August when we've lost first game.
Dear.
Here he is, look. Negativity.
I'm joking, lads. I'm joking. I'm having a laugh.
What do you think about Leicester leaving?
I don't think
expected it.
I expect it because like Con just said, I was surprised they didn't get announced with other lads the other day.
Yeah, well, that's what I said, right? So Leicester's been with Eckenbottom and Wilder, do you know what I mean? They kept him on for Wilder's stint, right? And Leicester was supposed to be our attack coach, and like I say, 6th place for attacks this season's not brilliant. Where is it? You'll keep talking. I'm just going to find something in our chat. What Riff posted earlier about, league positions and stuff like that. What we had last season.
Yeah.
Just a question for Stephen Con then, because I think looking at squad now as it is, how many players do you think we need?
9.
6 or 7 for me.
I'd go higher than that. I'd go at least 10.
Yeah.
10.
I think 10.
No, so Peter,
10.
Hold on. I'll ask a counter question. Do you mean permanent signings or do you mean
just the squad now, Con? Because
That was a squad.
I'll just
you can take your 4,
and then you'll understand.
Take the 4 loans and 6 permanent.
I just think.
Yeah.
Go on, Con.
Go on, mate. Yeah. So 6 permanents, maybe 7 at a push, 3 or 4 loans, and we'll be sound.
Yeah.
Before Ricky comes back in, I just thought that looking at the squad now, Femi can't stay fit, so you need 2 right backs.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think you need definitely need 2 centre backs because you've only got an Ellen Robbo. If an L goes, then you need 3.
Yep.
I think you need 1 centre mid because Tom Davies can't stay fit. You can't rely on Blaster coming back from a season-ending injury. You've only got Vinny and Peck. I think you need another striker because I don't think Ryan Wan's ready. I don't think the Sea Brewster's striker will be going anyway. So at least Campbell, Cannon, and more. I think you need 2 right wingers, 1 starter, 1 backup, and same at left wing, 1 starter, 1 backup.
Exactly what I said earlier. Honestly, straight up, Liam. That's exactly what I said earlier.
I think that's 10. 2 right backs, 2 centre halves, 4, midfield 5, 2 either side. That's 9 and 1 striker.
You went 2 left centre halves, and if Robbo does stay, I still believe that we need 2 left centre halves.
Yeah,
We've only got an L now, and they'll sell him because end of this year is going anyway. You wait signing another contract, anyway.
But I'll ask you about all this. Would you rather sell Robinson, keep a Nell, let his contract run down for end of the season, we'll go up his signs again anyway?
I'd let Robinson go for fucking no, but he's not going to go anyway. I can't stand
honest to God.
I fucking detest that man.
He's the worst captain I have ever seen.
He's never been a captain. I take my son down to see he plays every week.
He
never, ever comes around fucking kids and fans, and that's captain at a club.
Mate,
he was slagging some fans off in crowd and all, weren't he?
Plymouth told us to fuck off when we were trying to G him up, saying they've been shit that half, first half.
What game were it now?
Fuck off, you fucking idiots. I seen his lips move. I know what he said because I seen how in the way. And
that's where I got it from. It must have been you that I read it from, then, Liam.
Yeah,
you can't do that to non-supporters and expect to... No, mate. No.
Like Con said, how he reacts on pitch when he's going up rugby tackling players, and then you've got 19-year-old City Peck going up to calm him down. That should be the other way around.
So this is what annoys me about him, right? And this is what pisses me off.
Doing a fucking cloister in our box and all. Useless bastard.
So this is what annoys me about him most. People fall for this illusion that he makes these big important tackles. No, he fucking doesn't. He's out of position. He's out of position and he's too slow to get across on his feet.
I'll be back in a minute.
So he needs to do that, doesn't he, Con, like you're saying, because he's out of position. He needs to make them tackles, otherwise he'll be fucked.
Yeah, that's the only reason that he has to make them. But fans fall for this because the passion merchants.
What did I say to you about what makes a good defender? It's being able to make a mistake,
counteract the mistakes, isn't it?
Yeah, everyone's going to make mistakes. we're human, do you know what I mean? We're all human. We're all going to make mistakes.
Wait, I'm fine.
What's
It
that?
does make a difference.
It's
What's
changed.
that one?
What's that one?
Changed my shirt. Now it's where I ride on my Indian motorbike in summer.
All right, nice.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so
That's the fuck I'm like today. It's a bit bigger.
what the fuck pisses me off with Robinson is, like I said, he'll make a mistake. So instead of getting up and trying to cover his mistake, he'll fucking rugby tackle someone, or he'll push him or shove him or something like that. Giving his more chance to get sent off, more chance to get an away penalty. He's a fucking idiot. And the fact, right, you can see it when he's walking around at the end of the game and he's clapping fucking fans. He don't want to do that.
He don't want to
does
do
not
that.
give a fuck
I
about
swear
us,
to you
mate.
now, lads, and on my
Straight
heart,
down
I've took my son to see them players nearly enough every game. I think Keegan missed 3 matches due to school in midweek games. That's only 3 games I didn't take him. And then West Brom kicked off half 12 with walk up late, right? Every time, I swear to you now, he comes out that little fire exit, bottom of the hotel, and he sneaks in ground. It never stops. For any fans like Campbell and Vinny, a lot of others do it. Campbell, Vinny, Gilchrist did. I think that's because Gilchrist fell out with Wilder. But a lot did it. But someone stopped for fans. Kiefer Moore did it a lot. Jamie Shackleton did it a lot of things because he never fucking played anyway. But a lot of them did it. But I'm saying the worst one for me is Jack Robinson because he's captain of the fucking football club. He should be setting an example.
Can you imagine
Billy
Billy
Sharp
Sharp doing that?
Right,
Exactly.
can I say something about Billy Sharp though, right? So you know what charity game?
Yeah.
My youngers were very excited to see him, do you get what I mean? So we stood up outside waiting for him. And he signed the shirt and all that lot, but you know when he just weren't fucking interested.
Can I tell you why, Rick? He'd been on pistol like 2, 3 in the morning.
Yeah,
they've just been
celebrating on his promotion thing, I think.
Yeah, I know.
But
do you know what
normally,
it is
Ricky's
like?
bang on. He's bang on.
Oh, yeah. Where were we in when we bit minutes for him at service station, didn't I? Do you know what I mean? Very fucking laugh. Billy Sharp stood next to you having a piss, do you know what I mean? Hey, pal, Liam didn't help himself.
It's got a length or what?
I didn't look.
Oh,
but I think Pilo might have done though. Pilo was like, I'll wait for you outside, I'll get a picture.
I asked him for a picture. When can I just go for a piss first, pal? I said, of course you can. I went, where are you?
I'd have fucking shook it off for him.
What, with your mouth? Tickle with beard.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, just going back to what you were saying, Rick, about like obviously your top class centre backs. I'm comparing him to Van Dijk here, but I don't expect Jack Robinson to be Van Dijk. But look at Van Dijk. When do you ever see Van Dijk go to his fucking back and slide across the floor? How many times have you seen it?
Never.
Over fucking 6 or 7 years for Liverpool.
It's all in front of him.
Exactly.
He keeps everything in front of him.
Hang on. The game is in front of him and he steps in at the last second and he nicks the ball off of people when he needs to nick it off.
But like you said, Con, that's his positional sense. That's his game management. That's his decision making on pitch. Jack Robinson's got none of them qualities. Yet he's fucking captain of a football club. He won't be anymore because it'll be Blaster again now, won't it? But
so I'm not being funny about Liam, but whose fault do you think that were? Because he's a passion.
Wilder's, obviously. Wilder's. I've been a big advocate for that. 3 main things for me last season were playing other players with sentiment, like Brewster Robinson, playing players out of position, and none of the fucking idiots being able to fucking do 90 minutes. That were my 3 biggest things last season that were negatives for me.
Do you know what pissed me off? It's like Right. So Wilder always went on like, oh, I've recruited mentally and all this, like we've done our due diligence and all this, like, right? But to me, where was that extra gear? It fucked me. Do you know how many games I went to and it was just like, meh.
Playing in second gear, we didn't get our third gear apart from Middlesbrough and Coventry, that rate.
Right, but Middlesbrough, we only got out of second gear because of fans.
Yeah,
right? and
I don't even think we got out of second gear against Coventry, mate. I think we just caught them on break and did.
I think they were just wank, weren't they? To be fair, that night.
Yeah,
they were shit, and that.
I think that we were a lot better, to be honest. We gave disrespect to United here. We didn't have to get out of second gear against Coventry because we didn't fucking need to. When Ava pulled that free kick in their top bin, they just went boom. I'm telling you.
The difference with that game is though, right? Even though we were 1 in front, we went for it and we carried on pressing, and it obviously worked out for us. Sunderland game. If we'd have carried on doing what we did, right? Yeah, we got a goal disallowed, and I can't keep turning around saying that's the reason why we lost. But if we'd continued playing how we were playing and pressing, we'd have put them to bed. It's
I
why
agree.
I don't. Where's this little switch in our head where we're going, oh fuck this, I can't be arsed. That's what, because that to me as a fan, and I'm watching this player and we're sitting back and we're playing sideways and sideways. That's me looking at my players thinking, you don't give a fuck.
I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you what it is. I think it goes back to fitness again, because I'll use that Leeds game as an example. Right, for 65 minutes, that were best we'd played all season. I don't care Middlesbrough game. I don't care Coventry game. I don't care playoffs. That was the best 65 minutes I've seen our football club play this season. They run out of steam. So I think to myself, you know, when we've seen them sat back against Sunderland, is that because they fucked? When we sit back at home to Portsmouth, is that because they knackered because they've blown the Sensar? So,
Well,
to
Portsmouth,
me, definitely Leeds, they
fucking.
run out of steam, definitely for Leeds. They've gone out two gun and hoe, too
Portsmouth, we were fucking on our back on heels the whole
like
fucking game.
Plymouth looked like Barcelona.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know how big a result they me against Portsmouth because they were all on.
Plymouth battered us when
Josh
we knew that
Murphy
Mike
turned us
Phelan
inside
coming.
out.
They battered us, Plymouth, mate, when we won 2-0. Obviously, I thought Wayne Rooney he brought that Mike Phelan from
Yeah.
with him. And they were brilliant.
And this is the thing with this, right? Everyone says obviously it's for your fitness and whatever else, and that's the reason why we've sat back in these games. And I agree that that's why Wilder's looking at it. But something that you've got to factor in that you can't just base on how fit you are is that mental fatigue as well. You know, when you're sat in for half an hour, 40 minutes, getting peppered constantly, you get tired mentally, and you start getting
Premier League.
Yeah, you start getting drained and your head starts dropping and you start feeling more tired in your body. And that happened, God knows how many times last season, but we got bailed out because we got second best goalkeeper in the league. And, like, obviously best player in Championship by a mile in Gus.
Oh, like you says, sorry to interrupt, but I echo that with Cooper. If he went in that net, we'd be nowhere near third. I don't care what anyone says to me.
Fucking hell, if Adam Davis had played last season, we'd have finished about 9th.
Right, so if Armour hadn't played this season, because how many times Armour's bailed us out this season with his little crafty goals? I think we'd have
struggled to get top 6 without him and Cooper, to be honest.
Without doubt, I was about to say the same thing. I think we'd have struggled really badly.
And this is why when me and Chester will be having a player like Amer in our side, he can create magic from fucking nowhere. And we ain't got another player in that side that can do that. But if you get a fully fit Amer played in a dual 8, you've got to get him, I don't know, slim, fitter than he's ever been before. Give him that spark up his ass and let him get to 90 plus minutes. You'll see a massive difference this year.
No, can I just say something on Gus? So people keep saying get him fit. He is fit. I don't care what anybody says about that. He is fit.
100% he is.
He runs his bollocks off for 70 minutes until he can't do it anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
Literally, look at how many times he's the one that's leading the press, chasing the ball down like a man possessed. No, when them two were starting, Connie Women aware a lot, weren't it? Yeah, I do agree that he could push his fitness further if he.
Do you know what it is? I feel like it's not. I feel like
something like that. Maybe he can do it for 90.
To counteract that, though, like I said, I don't think it's fitness. I think it's his weight rather than his fitness. I feel like if he'd shed a stone or two, he'd be able to go longer, faster.
I agree.
Do you think Blaster could be our answer to our holding midfielder?
Blaster is a holding midfielder?
Yeah, because he's got a ping on him. We know he's got a ping and he can pass the ball.
Yeah.
When he's fit again.
If you could get right, so we have got the players.
Not further up, that's what I'm saying. Behind Amer, Gus Amer pushed up underneath our striker. Or play just off. Whichever you want to do it. I want to see Gus in middle somewhere, push further forward. Not stuck out on left fucking wing. He won't have to run as much. He's had to run his bollocks off on that left wing. All on every match last season. It's no wonder he's fucked and we think he's blown out of his ass after an hour. If he were in middle, he'd have a bit of work to do, but nowhere near as much fucking running.
You know, one thing that I don't think we've struggled with, we've got no pace. We need an outlet. We have not got an outlet. I mean, that run, that's fastest I've ever seen Gus run at Wembley. Fastest I've ever seen him go. Do you know what I mean?
It's Gussie's fastest player that we've fucking got, and that's saying something. He ain't known for his pace.
Exactly. It's like Callum O'Hare. I love Callum O'Hare to bits, right? But I think he's gun shy. Since he's come to United, he's been so gun shy.
Tries to be perfect boy all the time. That's what it is.
Yeah.
With him.
He's gun shy. He's gone so gun
Whereas
shy
we've
at
seen him
United.
playoffs in with that, he's took his chances. So I tell you, Rick, I'm glad you brought him up because I think my next phrase was going to be, I'll tell you, we'll be two good players next season. I think it'll be him. And do you want me to tell you somebody else who I think can have a great season?
Who?
Andre Brooks.
Do you know what is
I
with
do,
Brooks?
honestly. If he can keep that consistency up, I know he's young. We say Peck's inconsistent. We say Blaster is. We say Femi is. But if Raksaki were, but if Brooks and so were Brooks. But if he can keep that consistently level up, he'll be a top player for us.
I don't think he's a winger, me, though, mate. I think he's a number 10. I think Brooks is a 10, me.
I think do you know when we're saying playing a 6 and an 8? Do them 8s press then and the 6 sits?
Yeah.
Yes, 6 sticks in. And
So
8
I think 100% then it's got to be Vinny, Blaster and Aimer then. That's why I think they're trimming Aimer down. I do, honestly. But another reason...
But this is what I'm saying. If Blaster can say... I think Blaster could be our holding midfielder.
I think Vinny will be that though, Steve, to be honest.
He's not good enough. Look at him, he's not good enough. He can't hold... He's already taking ball off for players and that, but he can't pass the ball
He
in 5
can't
yards.
spread it like what Norwood used to be able to, can he?
No. I just don't think he's good enough in that role.
I don't
He's
agree.
good as a defensive midfielder only. If you're playing a straight 3 in midfield, definitely, because then it leaves one of them to go forward.
Yeah, I agree.
But if they're playing with 2 weights and they have to go forward, you know, and if they're rotating and going forward, then you just can't do it. If he sits in, he's brilliant. We all know that. But I can't see him. I just can't see him as now. He might be a 6.
Right.
I don't know.
Go on, Con.
Right.
Con, what we
So
just say?
I get what you're saying, Steve. Obviously, Blaster can do like progressive side of things, yeah. But
Yeah, he can
he's
ping
not
it and
got
all.
the physicality that Vinny's got, which is what you need.
But it's a different type of role. If you've got an holding midfielder, like if you get Vinny to sit, then Blaster can go forward. He can go forward with Aimer if you want in that respect. And then all you've got to do then is push back line up to halfway line if we're on ascendancy. And then all that area is covered, which is fine, which is good football sense anyway, and that's how it should be.
If I look at Blaster play, though, go on. If I look at Blaster play, though, right, I think he's more progressive than any of them, apart from Armour. So if it were me, if I were going to have an older midfielder, if I could pick someone, it'd be Sheaf, because Sheaf is progressive. I've seen him do it. Do you know what I mean?
But then you can't play Blaster when he's fit.
Why?
But not so you put him Chief and
If we bring Ben Chief
Blaster
in,
in,
Vinny's
so we're
going
saying we're going to play then.
For Sousa, that's what I'm saying. If Sousa's been progressive enough and we'll lose him, I'd buy Ben Sheaf. But at the moment, like, I'll be honest with you, I think Blaster and Peck, I don't think they're ready.
You don't think what?
I don't think Blaster and Peck are ready.
Blaster's 100% ready. I could see it in Premier League when he's fucking
Mate,
against Bruno Fernandes and Christian Eriksen. He's just taking ball away from him. He's got it, mate.
That's a
but can I
all our
counteract that?
youngsters who's brought through Blaster, Peck,
Yeah. But
Femi, Blaster will have the best career out of all them. Tell you that.
Can I counteract that though, right? This is his first real season with us, and he's injured for most of it. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Got injured in Derby though. You can't really fucking help that.
No. But right, all saying like he comes back and he gets injured again. Do you get what I mean? And then injured again.
I agree.
So
we don't. Go on.
Oh, sorry, Rick. Go on, pal.
Yeah, so we don't know how his career going to pan out. Do you know what I mean? You could have like, look at Bruce. How many times has he struggled with his hamstrings? Do you know what I mean? So I'm not trying to wish ill fate on the kid, but I'm thinking like you ease him in there, let him develop physically before letting him become a full-time first teamer.
Yeah.
It's like Peck,
100% on that. 100%.
That's why Mike Owen fucked his career up, because he was playing too much, too physical for a young age. His body hadn't developed. That's why he was fucked. So if it were me, if I were in charge of that, right, if I were going to lose, I don't know, if I were losing Harmer, if I were losing, what's it called, fucking Sousa, right, I'd be going Ben Sheaf as my sweeping midfielder, and I'm going Rothwell and O'Brien. We know what they can do in Championship. right?
So then
Drop
what's happening
off, so
with
Brian
what's
put
happening
last.
with Blaster Peckinhamer then?
Say again.
What's happening with Blaster Peckinhamer?
Blaster is going to be rotation off at bench, same as Peck. There, right? Blaster will be starting some games, not starting every game. You can't have your two midfield pair starting every single game, right? Same as Peck. Do you get what I mean? Your rotation, Peck's energy off the bench will be phenomenal because he doesn't stop running. That is his job. But skillfully, Peck isn't there yet. Do you get what I mean? It's like Connor was saying, you know about Robbo doing the big side tackles and all that lot. People just see Peck running.
And they think it's good, yeah, because he's training that, yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
So Peck,
Go on.
So Peck does have flashes of brilliance though as well. You can tell that there is a player.
Yeah.
He's just not all the way there yet. And this is why I'd get rid of him. I'd happily sell Peck tomorrow and bring in another midfielder. But I don't see what everybody. Again, he's just another passion merchant that gets a lot more praise than other players because obviously he runs about and he runs like he's angry at fucking grass.
Yeah,
but.
Do you want me to tell you what it reminds me of? Do you want me to tell you what it reminds me of? Not so much quality sense because Peck's got more quality, but he reminds me of Nick Montgomery. Just never stops running in the middle of the park.
He's Ryan Flynn.
But Peck's got way more quality than Nick Montgomery. I don't get me wrong, but it's just like Con's saying there. I echo what Con's saying about fans fucking applaud him. Oh, he's fucking running about. Oh, fucking applaud him. I'm not being funny. I've never seen. I don't care what anyone says to me. I've followed United now for fucking. I have never, ever anybody seen us run as fast as much as what Callum O'Hare does. You know what I mean? I have never, and that's what I'm saying. So you can say Peck runs about and he does this. Robinson does these brilliant tackles. But why is everyone not saying, look at Callum O'Hare? He never stops running. Never even 90 minutes still running like it will fucking first 95 seconds.
Yeah, and you still see a lot of people slagging him, saying, "Oh, he's not got enough."
I think he's a main player this season, boys.
Do you know why
he's going to thrive in this system?
Yeah. Do you know why the 4-2-3-1 were failing under Wilder? Don't get me wrong, got us in a position or that look, but that was just due to individual brilliance rather than squad effort. Yeah. We failed in that position because we didn't have the wingers and we're playing players out of position.
100%.
Do you get what I mean? So it's like I keep saying, O'Hare with two proper wingers, he'd have destroyed. He'd have had most assists this season. He loves his little flicks, right? And if you've got wingers both cutting in same time on each side, mate, I'm telling you, he 15 assists minimum.
That's another one of my advocates thing. I was saying about the negatives, but Rick, you've just reminded me. Playing with fucking wingers, and we've got no bastard wingers at club apart from Raksaka. Diaz is inverted forward. Eamon's the number 8 or number 10. Fucking Brooks is not a winger. He's a number 8 or 10. And fucking, so you've got Raksaka, and he's a lone player. Like I said to you, I'll obviously this might be a bit of a thingy, but I'm live now. I don't care. I'll speak to Alfie Gilchrist at Player Awards, right? And I was saying he was speaking to me. I'm not going to repeat what he told me because I respect the guy, right? But what he told me, and I said to him, I said, Alf, what's your favourite position? He said centre back. So I said, before you even step on that white fucking line, Alf, you're already at a disadvantage. And it's not only him. I'm not being funny. I'll say this about Brewster. The 2 times he started up front this season as a number 9 striker, Millwall away scored and Swansea away scored, right? You wouldn't put Tom Cannon on left wing. You wouldn't put Kiefer Moore on right wing, would you? So everyone's slagging Brewster off about him being on right wing and he scored at number 10 at Hillsborough. But everyone's slagging him off at right wing, left wing or number 10, expecting him to score goals. Why is he not putting Tyrese Campbell out there? Why is he not putting Kiefer Moore out there?
Fucking Brewster.
Tyrese Campbell's best striker that we've got at club.
He is Con 100%. But what I'm just using an example. Everyone on Rian's back Con, and the only 2 times I think this season, or every time he started up front for United, he scored. I'm sure he has. I know for a fact he has this season because at Millwall he did, and at Swansea he did. So.
But can I just say something? Yeah, it's 4 fucking years too late with Brewster. He's the most expensive cheerleader we've had.
Rick, can I just say something on back of that? Right. Why has it took him 4 years to finally have half a season where he stayed fit?
Thank you.
And why is it coincidentally when his contract is on the verge of fucking running out?
I agree.
That kid does not enjoy playing football. I don't care what anybody says. You can see it. He loves the passion. He loves the camaraderie and all that. He does not enjoy playing football. He's another kid that played too much for it when he was younger, had too many expectations shoved on him, and he's fell out of love with fucking game. I don't care what anyone said.
That football levels out of his body, be playing him all over the place. Don't forget you
You
have
know
played him
what?
at right back. A fucking striker playing at right back. Come on.
In 4
That was
years,
incredible.
I've seen him play one game where I thought, you know what, this is Ryan Brewster, and that were against, I think it was Brighton last season.
Yeah.
You know, one game in 4 years.
Just one thing before Cal comes in. You're right, Cal. I just
I'm
want
good.
to
I'm
say,
good, man. I'm
I
good.
just
Good.
want to say, boys. I just thought I was looking at formation last season. I know we changed it 4-2-2 last few 3 to 4 games. But what I didn't understand last season is, we're playing 4-2-3-1. Why couldn't we have played 4-3? Sorry, why couldn't we have played 4 flat 3 and then 2 10s in him and away and then 1 striker? So just for example, why couldn't they have played? Say if Blaster were fit, why couldn't they have played Blaster, Vinny, and Peck? Aim away behind striker if it's Campbell or Cannon. Why not have 2 10s? Everyone's going, we've got no width, but then you obviously have 3 fat midfielders, so you'll have somebody pushing out to the left, somebody pushing out to the right, so then you just stay in middle, you know what I mean?
You know what, Pilo? I agree with you there, because if we did play that, you don't need width, because we've got Gus who can unlock a defence. He can play. He can
Same
thread,
as Cal,
he
innit?
can
They
thread
just
a
run.
ball
Yeah.
through anywhere. Callum aware, he can flick a ball and put fucking Campbell through. How many times did you see Gus playing fucking balls last season, trying to play balls into channel to people that just weren't making the runs, and the balls were inch perfect? I've seen it too many times where
Campbell makes a lot of runs and he never gets ball up. Amos
unless it's
flicked him in
Gus
a
that's
few
on
times.
ball for him.
It's flicked
Gus
him in
is
a
the
few
only
times,
person that's got
Amos.
to pick him out.
Campbell,
Yeah.
especially.
Yeah, but Campbell's blowing out his arse after 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You can't
He is
rely on
blowing out
Campbell. As much as I like the bloke, as much as he makes these runs and that, the bloke's fucking on his backside after 60 minutes coming off because he can't hack it because his fitness
When
is
they tried to
shite.
say it were his back.
Introduce you then, Sempala. Who are you? We don't know who you are.
It's your best mate, Pilo.
It's Harrison.
Mr. Shaw.
From chat. Yeah.
Yes, brother.
I need to put my WhatsApp profile picture, don't I? With fucking speed.
What, you laid
Get
on
it
your
on,
bed?
mate.
Going
Get
on
it fucking showing now. We're live.
How do I change it now? I'm in.
I ain't got a clue, pal, to be honest.
Right.
All right, here we go. 2 seconds.
Right. While you're doing that, I agree with what you're saying, Harrison, but I've given Campbell a bit of a pass this season, me, and I'll tell you why. Obviously, everything that's gone off with his old man, right close with his old man. His old man's just died, didn't have a pre-season, and he's still. I don't. You can say what you want about him blowing out his arse after 60 minutes, but after those 60 minutes, it was very rare where Campbell had come off and I think, right, he's not given us enough in them 60 minutes. He'd
100%.
run his bollocks off, he'd make runs, and 9 times out of 10 he was scoring. He still had a good season, even though he weren't fully fit.
Mate,
I think
mate,
next
I
season,
100%,
I agree with
mate,
that.
I 100% agree with Campbell. I think, if anything, it's not really hard. Like, he's been best striker at the club. He's probably been best goal scorer I've had since fucking Billy Sharp, let's be honest.
100%.
But the thing is, though, is, and I'm not trying to sound harsh when I say this and stuff, and obviously he had a shit year with his father and that, but at the same time, it's how much is that going to affect his fitness going forward? How is he going to be next season? If it's the same next season, unfortunately, as much as I like the bloke, and as much as he's done well with scoring against Wednesday and that, which I love him forever, we can't rely on Campbell up top.
100%.
yeah. If he's
I'm gonna have to
the same
count.
next season, if he's the same next season, you start Cannon and you bring Campbell on for half an hour.
Yeah. So I'm going to counter you all with that. Yeah. So Campbell's 25-year-old. Yeah.
Yeah.
He scored 12 goals this season, his highest tally ever.
Yeah.
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 He has never played a full season.
Yeah.
He's
At
still
25-year-old.
I know.
Right. I feel it's not his fault. It might be genetics or something, but he's not built to play a full season. Do you know what I mean?
That's a rough start, that is.
This 12 goals will be his biggest hurrah. And I'm not saying I dislike Campbell. I really do like him. I think he's a good player if he could remain fit. But I don't think his body's going to allow him. Hence why I think what you've just said, Connor, 30 minutes every game, maybe odd start and all this sort of bit best for him. Once you've got Cannon firing, it's just going to be an option. Because let's think about it, right? We brought him in here as a free and he were a squad option to back up to Kiefer Moore.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that Kiefer Moore got injured and Campbell had a little purple patch.
In a way, I'm glad he got injured because Campbell, he's surprised a lot of people, and it sounds daft, but last season, all the signs we signed last season, and I told my mate this at the time, I was most excited for Tyrese Campbell because they had a point to prove, and I think he's proved his point, if that makes sense. He's proved a lot of people wrong.
100%.
But at the same time, I think next season, in an ideal world, if that's what we're living next season, in an ideal world, we ship off Kiefer Moore, which I don't think would happen. We we bring in another striker on top of Campbell and on top of Cannon, who's also above them in the pecking order, and make Campbell fight for that place and bring him on, say, 70th minute mark. Like you said, odd few starts every now and then.
We're
I think
absolutely
Campbell was most effective
wanting and
as an impact
screaming
sub.
for a striker that'll run in behind with pace because we ain't got one
And
apart
that's
from
him.
Campbell.
And that's him. But I just wanted to ask you, just before I forget, I think he looks a bit overweight like Gus does. I do, honestly.
I
think
just
it's
think
more
that's where he's
muscle
built,
mass.
to be honest with you,
Is that
mate.
where he's
Muscle
built
mass, that,
from?
mate.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think that's where Gus is built and all. He's built like a fucking fridge, isn't he?
Yeah.
So,
He's ripped,
that's
isn't he?
that's the thing. If Gus were, I don't know, if Gus were fucking same height that I am, don't get me wrong, I'm a fat bastard at 6 foot. But fucking, if it was same height as I am, he ain't gonna look like he does. Obviously, that's the reason that he is
Because
as
he's small
unique
and
as what
plumpy,
he
isn't
is.
it? That's why.
Yeah, exactly. He's small, he's stocky, but he's strong and all for how small he is. Yeah,
I'm a
when he's-
short
remember
ass,
many
so
times-
you're alright. I'm small.
When he's running away and all for that goal at Wembley, he don't look fat then, though, does he?
No, does he fuck? He looks like fucking Adama Traore, for fuck's sake. We are So this is what I mean. People are saying, "Oh, he needs to lose weight. He's fat." He's the best player that we've got in the team by an absolute country mile. Why are you picking bones with Gus when he's
In
done
fact,
his job
hold
this
on.
season?
I
He
said
has
this in the
done his
chat.
job.
Sorry, Connor. I said not Connor. For your name, fucking my bad. There's no
Yeah,
name on the
Connor.
screen.
Yeah, it's Connor. I know,
Um,
Rick, what you done with names? They're not on here.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Basically, I put it.
I'm trying to spice things up a bit.
I know,
do you what
Harrison,
mean?
I mentioned it earlier about saying obviously you would like to sell Gus and obviously buy 2-3 players, but I don't think it works.
Thing is though, this season, especially on the Wild, it might be different with the Sellers. I don't know. Only time will tell. But on the Wild, I think last season, and I think the majority of people will agree with me on this one, is we relied too much on Gus to do a bit of magic and get us out of shit. We didn't really play a nice, attractive style of football, and I think that's down to us relying on Gus to perform a bit of magic. And
100%.
I think we. And what
No.
say when Gus goes off at 60th minute when he were knackered at Wembley or injured, I can't remember what it were.
I know
The
we're
game
going
went
to
to
score
shit.
again.
Pulled his hamstring running.
And I don't think we can play as a team with Gus in it, unfortunately, because we rely too much on him.
Right. I want to be first person to reply to that because I couldn't disagree anymore. Because the reason that we relied on Gus as much as what we did last season was because of the way that we set up. We hoped and prayed. We pressed for 10-15 minutes most games, usually scored early on, sat back, prayed for a rested game, pass ball to Gus to try and create us another opportunity to get a second goal. And it worked for a lot of the season. If Sellers comes in, we keep Gus and we play an attacking brand of football that Sellers does, where it's just going to be we'll score more than you. We're not bothered, not really too focused on defence and like trying to be Brexit ball. He'll flourish even more. He's not going to take a step back playing in an attacking football side. He might not get as many like statistics as what he has this season, where he don't get as many goals or assists. But the thing is with Gus, he's not just goals and assists. He's the pass before the assist as well. He's the pass before the pass. He
Fantastic.
Like Marcus Edwards for Burnley last season.
He
unlocked everything.
Exactly, Rick. Marcus Edwards' statistics last season weren't exactly fucking sparkling, but anyone that watched Burnley realised that he was crucial to the way that they played. When they picked him up in January, he was crucial for him.
So, right,
you know what, Connor? I do agree. It's just how we set up last season. It just pissed me off on the Wilder because, like I said, we would go 1-0 up, then we sit back. Why? I'm hoping on the Sellers. It should.
Every game we did that, and I can't understand it. Got to go look, like fucking. Let's pass it backwards and forwards all the time, sideways and backwards from halfway line back to Cooper. What's all that about? When you're 1-0 up, you should put your foot on the net and get on with the cunt.
Mate, Steve,
let's go over the defensive attack to keep doing the cunt.
We made a Wayne Rooney's Plymouth side look like
Jesus Christ.
What have I just said earlier, boys? What Harrison's saying.
Yeah, you said Plymouth looked like prime Barcelona against
them. And fucking Portsmouth looked like Real Madrid.
Right,
so one come up last season and one finished bottom of the fucking league.
Right, so let our dear old Leeds adopted Sheffield United fan have his word. What do you think?
Boo!
Is he a United fan, pal? Didn't you know?
He's going to be a United fan when me and Ricky's finished with.
He's a blade.
Oh,
he's a blade.
What do I think of what? Go on. Didn't he?
Scum.
Give him something to go off, Rick.
Yeah, give me what do you mean?
Oh, I'll give you
Right.
something then, Cal. Do you think we'd be a better side without Gussamer in the side? If we sold him and brought in 2-3 players, do you think we'd be a better team or a worse team?
I think 2 reasons you'd be good because I don't think you think if obviously Gussamer's a great player, but is he Premier League? And I say that because no other Premier League team apart from Leeds has really gone after him. So I think one that shows. I'm not all saying he's not a bad player because he is. He's not a bad player, he is, and I like him. I think at Leeds he'd do well. I know some fans think he'd be better as a number 8. So obviously him and Sousa, there's that balance there. Peck, I don't think he expected to play as much games as he actually did. Obviously Arblaster getting injured meant that he came in, and I thought Peck were really good. I thought and showed that he can adapt to the Championship level. Obviously I know he was quite close to going on loan to Rotherham. Thing with Hamer is the big thing with Hamer is the injury, and it's not just beyond injury. It's pretty much nearly every game he's either blowing up at 60 minutes or he's holding his hamstring. And I just think, are you going to get? Obviously, PSR comes massive for now. Obviously, it's a shit thing for clubs. Are you going to get a good value in after another season? Because not many teams are sniffing around him now. We are.
He's
I'm not
28
quite
next
sure.
month. He's 28 next month as well.
No, it's
Exactly,
not.
28. He's in his
tomorrow,
prime. He'll want probably one more big wage packet. Obviously, he's got a family to look after.
And another thing, just sorry to interrupt, Cal, but I was speaking to his mate at Player Rewards, and I thought he was agent because we were always dancing with him on dance floor. So I said, he was agent, pal. He's like, now I'm one of his good mates. He says, so what's happening then if we go up? Then is he staying? He went, he's going even if you go up. So I goes, what do you mean? He goes, his last big chance for a payday. His last big payday, basically. Like we just said there, he's 28 now. He signed somewhere 3-4 years. It's 31, 32. It's his last chance, isn't it?
It's 28 tomorrow. His birthday's tomorrow.
And I think he'll want to prove himself again in the Premier League. Obviously, like I said, I was disappointed when you guys didn't go up. I really wanted the Yorkshire derbies again. I really enjoy him. Disappointed it's not going to happen.
If we don't go this season, if Gus stays this season, tells me that nobody in Premier League wants him anyway. Because if they're going to come for him, they're going to come for him this year.
Leeds been in for him, but I read Everton want him as well.
I think.
Sorry.
Go on. No,
this season tells me everything about Gus Hamer, I'm telling you.
I was just reading some off Talkspur earlier saying that Leeds could get him for 18 million, but to me, it's what he's worth to us. I think he's worth 20 million to us because he's that important. Like we've said, he goes off the pitch, we look shocking. If we sell him, we could bring in 2-3 players, but he's that important to our football club. He's like Illiman for me. He's irreplaceable. Like Illiman, we always looked for him to do something. We always looked to him to get us out of shit. It's the same with him.
But what I can counteract that is say, right, we've had players come and go. Do you get what I mean? Illiman, you know when we signed Illiman for fucking Boreham Wood, who the fuck were we? I didn't know who the fuck you were. Do you know what I mean? Right, there's fucking plenty of players out there. That's what I was
gonna go off. I think not only can you replace Gus Hamer, you can get better, and also
I wouldn't say get better.
I think you can.
Cal,
I do think you can.
Who are you getting better at in this division than him?
Who?
In this league, who's better?
In this league,
maybe in Premier League, but in this league, you're not.
You could get a couple of loans from the Premier League. You know, there's play. Obviously,
listen, Cole Palmer coming to us.
Right, boys, I'm going because I'm up for
I
work.
want someone while he's been fucking sniffing.
Fuck off, Liam. That's staying.
I'm not. I've got good boys. I'm up for 5.
That's staying.
You fucking wanker. See you in a bit.
What a bitch.
Take care, boys. Love you all. Nice to meet you. Nice to finally see you, Harrison. Con.
You and all, mate.
Take care, Steve. Rick, I'll speak to you soon, boys.
Wilder out.
See you later, man.
Fuck off. In a bit.
So what? A question for all of you is:
he loves it.
Obviously now, because obviously it's confirmation that Ruben Sellers is your manager. What's the thoughts? Are you happy about it? Is it a positive thing?
I think if he gets us to play how he wants us to play, he'll get the fans on side very quickly.
That is going to be hard.
You will, Rick.
From what I saw, from what I've seen online, right, from all fans, Reading fans, he said that the style of football we were trying to implement was a very nice style of football. He just didn't have the players to execute what he wanted. The high intensity, the you know what I mean? Obviously, the quality at Hull and Reading is far different to the quality we got at the minute.
Yeah.
And at the start, when it first got announced, Ruben, I was thinking, fuck's sake, if you do a bit of digging in that and you read what people are saying about him, I'm actually quite excited because I think that's what we've missed as United fans is like a nice attacking, like game killing. Like last season, like Callum, you thrash teams, right? I've said this to my mates all the time. You thrash teams, right? You thrash teams and you beat them. We just narrowly beat teams.
Yeah.
There are only one,
Yes.
two or three times where we'd smash a team, and that's what I want to see. I want to see goals. I don't want to see us go 1-0 up and sit back, go
Yeah.
defensive. I want to see us
Yeah.
go for tilt game off. 3 goals for it. We could have got amount of times I watched the season. I've gone home and away, everywhere up and down country. I've got a season ticket. I've been to pretty much nearly every game at home, some away. And know how frustrating it is when you go in at half time, you're 1-0 up thinking, fuck me, we could have at least 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not putting games to bed all the time.
No,
It puts
we
you on
don't.
fucking edge of your seat.
No,
And
we don't.
as a neutral
But
fan,
sometimes we were 1-0 up and we had about 4 or 5 decent chances for us to 4 to 4 to 3 to 4 to 5 maybe. And we never
Yeah.
took them.
Right,
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
just before you
There
move
were
on.
chances there in games that we never took and we're still 1-0 up. And we finished up 1-0 up.
go on, Connor.
So even when you're getting chances, you're not putting them away. That tells you what. We need a striker that can last full 90 minutes. Ricky's saying, Cannon's going to do it. Well, fair enough. If Cannon's going to do it, then he has to start doing it on a regular basis. But then you can always bring Cannon on and let him go to 70 minutes and bring Campbell on for a fantastic run of defence at last 20 minutes. I don't know.
It's about having the options to do it.
You've got to kill him off, though. You can't just. It's like what I'm saying. You're 1-0 up and you sit back? No, you shouldn't do that. It's bullshit. Crap. And it makes for crap football. And it makes for nervous football.
Yeah.
I say as well, how many times I see you went to Bramall Lane and you walked away thinking, how the fuck have we won that? How are we coming away with 3 points from that?
Oh, yeah,
And it weren't just the one time or 2 times. It was nearly every single time. And it was frustrating because the team we've got on paper, especially last season, the team we had on paper was a very good championship team.
Mm-hmm.
And when you like I said in group early, when we're playing teams like Plymouth and Portsmouth and we just scrape it and we make them look like fucking Real Madrid and that, it's frustrating.
So this is the problem, Harrison, and there is a root cause of all this, and it does. Like I blame Warnock because
I blame Wilder. Me, Warnock's for my time.
Right, I blame Warnock, and I'll tell you why. So when we had Warnock, obviously, when did Warnock take over us? Right, 99, 2000, something like that.
Yeah.
So
I wasn't even a twinkle in my dad's eye then.
So yeah, exactly, mate. I'd only just been fucking. My old man had only just decided to not wipe me on curtains.
Mate, I'm old as shit, me. So,
but what I was getting to were obviously we had a few years under Warnock where we didn't really do fuck all, and then obviously 2003 rolled round. Triple assault season, obviously, where we fucking did well in both cups, got to play a final, but we bottled it. Then 2005-06 that we got promoted to Premier League, and then 6.
2005, and then we got relegated in 2006-07 season.
So that 5-6 season, obviously, how did Warnock set up for that season? We were traditional Brexit ball, fucking big man up top, try and obviously score from a lot of set pieces, which we did, but we had a lot of passion merchants in. People fell in love with that style of play. Fucking passion merchants. And we've still got a lot of fans with the same mentality and ideas today, which is why they love Wilder in his second run, even though the football was absolutely fucking dross.
Yeah,
they're not bothered about anything else apart from the results. And I'm going to say something proper left field. I would have kept Jukanovic in. I wouldn't have got rid of him when we got rid of him. I'd have kept him in and given him a chance. Yeah, because I liked his style of football. It just weren't clicking. I think with some time, we'd have absolutely pissed that championship.
Do you know what it is, though? It's like Eke. I feel sorry for Eke because, no offense to him, he's poor man Chris Wilder, isn't it?
Yeah,
I felt like Eke were a bit out of his depth in Premier League. I felt like
without a doubt, a million percent.
Going back to your Jukanovic point, I've been saying along. Jukanovic was never ever the problem with United. The fact is, he came in and he inherited a Chris Wilder squad. Yeah, we had no out and out wingers in the squad at all. We started the season with Ben Osborne not fucking wing, for God's sake. How on earth are people expecting him to get results and to get his style of football going when he's playing fucking Ben Osborne on left wing?
Exactly.
It was failed by board. it was the
I think
right
that's why.
appointment. It
Go
was
on,
the right
sorry.
appointment, and he was fell by ball. We had 3 deals for wingers collapse on deadline day. It was Jan Caramo, Alex
Yeah.
Collado, and there was another. I can't remember his name. All fell through on deadline day. So we went to the season, I think, with you can potentially class Illy as a winger in a fashion. Gibbs White potentially could do a job there, but he's not a winger. And I don't understand how people thought Djukanovic was the problem. He was not the problem at all. But he was what we needed at the time. He was just failed and let down by board.
Yeah,
we were
he never
still,
got the
and
backing.
we were still playing decent football, even though we weren't getting the results every single week. We were
Yeah,
still
we
playing
thrashed. Didn't we thrash
football.
Peterborough 6-2?
6-2,
Yeah.
and it's still the best United performance that I've seen in like probably the last 10 years, and like the most I've ever enjoyed a game of football while I've been there. So it's one of them. It depends on what you like. With Sellers, he needs time at the beginning of this season. If we're seeing us knocking ball about, trying things, and they're not coming off, don't jump on his fucking back straight away.
No, 100%. I'd rather see us try things and try and make things work and play attractive football and failing for the first couple of weeks than fucking playing what we played last season.
You know what pisses me off though, mate? It's like I see a lot of things about like, oh, fans are walking out and all this lot, mate. I'm not being funny, mate. I paid my fucking money to go see us play. Do you know what I mean? You know when we're playing fucking wank and they're not even trying on fucking 80th minute. Do you think I'm going to stand about clapping them when I can go get in my car and I can fuck off home?
There's a very good quote one in earlier though about Jukanovic not having his players in to play how he wanted. Now, Sayers or Sellers or whatever you want to call him, he plays a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-2, doesn't it?
Or a 4-2-3-1, which I've seen.
Yeah. 4-2-3-1.
Yeah, but he has played a 4-2-2-2 and left gaps all over everyone to run straight through. I don't want to see that at late. But we have got to get, or he's got to be given by this new board the players that he wants. If he gets the players in that he wants, and he says he's happy, and then he's not winning, then there's something wrong. But then again, it could go either way. I'd just like to ask that lad from LUFC, from Leeds United, Passion, what, as an outsider looking in, what do you think about Sellers and average, or the players that we've got? Have we got the players now to play his way?
No.
As a 4-3-3 or 4-3-2-1?
No,
have we thought?
No, you've not got any wingers. You need arguably
exactly
4 just for depth and competition, which is really pivotal. I think one thing is it's going to be huge is backing Sellers. It's going to be hard because of how much Wilder, for all these negative of his football, he's still loved at Sheffield United, isn't he? So it's going to be very hard to cheer another man or clap him.
I can't stand Wilder, me. Fucking pisses me right off.
Obviously, there's like that. There's fans that want, like your side, that are past it, are sick of it. And then there's still fans that are, Wilder FC, pretty much. And end of the day, football moves on. As sad as it is for people, you can't be stuck in the past. And unfortunately, people are going to have to get used to it. Like you were saying, as long as Sellers gets the right players in, right now, no, there's loads to sort out. You need arguably 2 centre-backs. If Fennell goes, I think he does stay. So again, I don't think there's going to be many Premier League teams knocking on the door for him.
We'll need 3 if he stays.
Right.
Exactly, potentially.
We're playing 3-4-3. Is it possible to switch it round and play a 3-4-3?
What, go back to wing-backs?
No, thank you.
No.
No. 3-4-3. And have 2 up. 2 up. Have 2 sitting midfielders. And then play other 2 forward and into wingers. Inverted, if you want.
No, because we would get caught out so many times.
Well, you've got to try something different. We can't just keep going back to old crap. I never want to see 5-3. I never want to see 5-3-2 ever again. Never, ever.
The thing is, though, Steve, we ain't going to go
3-4-3 is very similar to 5-3-2, though. It's just you've got wingers instead of 2 up top.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We ain't going to go back to old shit because while we're in charge, it's a new.
I don't think our team's at 6 now. We just play 1 striker up top. We'll never score enough goals in this division. When we play with 2 up top, we will get some test. When we play 2 up top against Bristol City, we scored 6 goals.
Right, Callum, just going back to what you were saying, mate, obviously you were talking about, like, Arthur fans being split. What side were you on, when Bielsa got 9-10 Jack from what side were you on? Did you want to keep him or did you want to get rid of him?
I was in the middle because as much as I love Bielsa, I still will. I've said I'll never love a 60-plus-year-old man like I love him. He's brilliant and I love what he's done. But at the same time, he had flaws in his game. It was man for man. It was high intensity too much. You need at least 3 squads to go at high intensity he did. And plays were burnt out. The likes of Phillips, Bamford, Cooper. Yes, he made them into so-called England internationals if you want. But at the same time, he ruined their careers because now Phillips, he's not going to get another Premier League move. I doubt a Championship move is really going to want to excite him. Obviously, he's on big wage at Man City. Cooper's, I think he's playing, I don't even know where he's playing. And Bamford's been here too long. So, obviously, to link it back to Sheffield United, I think it's good that you've moved on. I'm glad because I think now you can kind of put the past and now move on to the future. It wouldn't work without it. Yes, it'd be exciting for the fans who want to keep him there. But at the same time, like I said to Rick on the previous time I was there, why do fans go watch football? To be entertained. And if you're not being entertained, then what's the point? Why are people going to renew their season ticket? It's not, as much as obviously you want to see goals, you want to see entertainment. And unfortunately, the one thing wilder is football wasn't entertaining. It's old school fashion, and unfortunately, it doesn't work these days anymore. And
no, the game's progressed, hasn't it? Since
exactly. The game has progressed.
Unfortunately, stuck in past.
And there is fans that are stuck in the past because they don't want to see change. And at the end of the day, they kind of got to get to grips with it. There'll be fans that'll, like you guys, that want to see Sheffield United doing it well. It's as much as Wilder is one of the best managers ever had. No player or manager is bigger than the club, and unfortunately, time does move on. And I think with the right backing he gets, the right place he wants, and as I said it to Rick, I think you guys will become champions next season. It's a wild take without a ball being kicked and without who's going to come in, but I think Sellers, I think he deserves a proper chance. He didn't have it at Southampton. He was near the end of it. Pretty much they were going down. He was just a name to put to paper for them going down. Reading, I think he did well. I know they've got massive financial issues in League One with their owners, a bit like the other side of Sheffield. And I think he did well with them. Hull, again, I think they've got issues with their managers. I know they sacked Liam Rossini before.
Sack any couldn't.
They would. I thought Rossini is a great manager. He's a brilliant manager for me. I like the way he speaks. I know it's very cliche saying, it's good that manager speaks, but it's nice to see where it comes across. And he was very unlucky not to get in the playoffs. You had the players like Fabio Carvalho, who's a quality player. And I think they had another good midfielder I really liked. I remember he scored against Leeds.
Didn't he?
Delap as well. And they were just unlucky not to get in the playoffs. And Sellers, I do think he'll do well. I think it'll be very hard at first for Sheffield United fans to kind of get to grips with it. I think. Go on.
It's all about the recruitment. Get the recruitment right.
Yeah.
And I think we'll be fine.
Yeah. When he were at Reading, Ricky, he absolutely had to dip into their reserves or their youngsters. And they only just missed out on getting into getting into playoffs. Yeah. There was a lot of Reading youth.
That's what I mean.
So, you were saying earlier about who have we got coming through in our under 23 squads, our reserves, or whatever you want to call them. Maybe once pre-season starts, and they all get mixed in together, he might be able to pick one or two out in send.
Oh,
because I'm sure he can build the eyes. Because our squads, our under 23s and 21s have been winning everything for ages. I know they're not cat one quality, but there's got to be something in there.
Mm-hmm. You'll see Baptiste in first team squad a lot more next season.
Yeah, I think we'll see Dovedas poking through as well, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I agree with how he
talked about this earlier, Ricky. Yeah, I thought about Baptiste, but I mean, there's no centre after. If you need the thing is, if this recruitment goes we're thinking, we've got to get some back. We've got to get some in the back. Like he might even use Baptiste as a backup. He might put him off bench, and he might have to use it. And maybe he's thinking more like, yes, he's got his priority positions, might be 2 right backs to start with, a central midfielder, 4 wingers, 2 on right, 2 on left, and maybe a striker. I don't know how to do it. But you don't have to buy everybody because we know we can have 4 loan signings from Premier League or wherever you want to get them from.
I really don't want to do loan signings again. Don't
I
get me
don't.
wrong, don't get me wrong.
No,
One
I
or
don't.
two,
And
yeah.
you're right,
One
because
or
the
two,
old
yeah.
back and then we're going to start all over again.
But look
I
at
hate
last season.
it.
If we got promoted last season, right? We had Brenton Diaz on loan, Raksaki on loan,
Yeah.
Chowdhury on loan, Gilchrist on loan, Harry Clark on loan, Holland on loan. We had 7 loan spots. If they all went back, we would have had to have had. I don't know if we'll go for loans again, but we've had to spend a lot of money to replace them players, not just for the quality, but for the squad depth. Don't get me wrong, one, 2 or 3 loans, not bad, but 7, that's the fucking piss take.
Go on, Connor.
Just to go on. Obviously, you've just mentioned Harry Clark there. Did anyone see other day that someone said that they wanted Harry Clark as like back at club? That
Yeah, I
made
saw it
me
on
laugh.
chat. What the fuck?
Fucking stupid.
Harry Clark,
I don't think I saw it on chat.
I honestly could
No,
not.
at one point, I'd even forgot that we got him, because you were at
Harry
injured more than he
Clark,
ever played anyway. I forgot all about him, mate.
Played one good game
What is
for
it?
us.
We us and right backs. We just can't get a decent right back. We've signed Jamie.
I'm hoping
Shackleton,
Sellers
who's
comes
going
in.
out on piss
I'm
and
hoping he
driving
comes in
fucking
and looks
cars
at his
into
youth.
fucking walls.
What you got to look at?
I'm hoping he pushes Femi Sariki, because I rate Sariki highly. I think that kid is mint.
I
Just
don't
give
think
him
he's right
but
back.
I was
Who is
thinking
you talking
from
about, Harrison, to push him?
Sarika.
You what, sorry?
Yeah. Who is it that you're talking about to bring in to push him?
Sariki.
Yeah.
Oh
Who?
no, I meant Sellers push him, as in give him more first team opportunities.
Oh, right, okay.
yeah. That Sariki sound like he's defensively gets caught out of position sometimes, but
I don't think he's a right back, me personally.
Right mid. All right, yeah.
He's not. He's a winger. He's a winger.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's with me. This might be a wild take, but from what I saw of Sariki, he's still young. I think there was a monster in there defensively. The bloke's strong. He's fast. I rate him highly. I think.
I rate him. I don't think he's a right back. He's a right wing back at best.
He's a winger.
I mean? Yeah.
Thing is, if Sellers is playing this attacking football and he's playing with a 4-back, then fullbacks will be classed as pretty much wing backs, attacking fullbacks, if you want to say.
Do you know one thing?
If that's the way we're playing, from what I've seen, I reckon we push Sariki.
You know one thing what I will say, what's pissed me off about our play last season though, right? How many times did we, like Armour or Burrows or Sariki or whoever's on right hand side got to edge at box, right? Instead of picking out the pass, they go for this low cross constantly. The amount of blocks I saw last season were ridiculous. It's like O'Hare, right? Instead of just cracking ball in box, how many times did he do a little flick or a pass or something like that? Right? It's like I said, he's gone gun shy. You know, when he's not the man, he's off to play what he can be.
Yeah,
I agree that he don't pull trigger. He should pull trigger a lot more often than what he does, because sometimes you can see he's got goal in front of him and he'll pass it square.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
No, Jack. It just gives their defence time to swallow it up.
Mm-hmm.
Once you've got anybody who's worth anything, once they get in a position where they've got half a chance of scoring it, box, they should take it every fucking time. I don't care if it goes out bar, it goes to the corner flag or whatever, but sooner or later it's going to hit that back at net. If you don't shoot, you're not going to score.
No.
So thing is with
sorry.
that though, Steve, your majority, they don't think like that. They don't think with common sense. So you'll have, I don't know, let's say a game next season, O'Hare takes a couple of shots outside at box and they both end up in fucking row Z. You're going to have people getting on his back straight away. Don't shoot, don't fucking do it. And this is why they don't do it anymore. It's getting coached out of them, because, and they're petrified of taking a shot from from distance now, because fans are going to start grumbling and coaches don't want them to do it anymore because Pep's...
So what you're saying is then that we're being coached to walk it into the back at net?
Yeah, because of Pep Guardiola, the fucking ball bastard.
I agree with that.
Ruined football.
Don't work.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Thing is though, if you look at our squad now though, there's only 2 players in our squad who I trust with Screamer, Hamer and Burrows. That is it.
I think Burrows will be a big player next season.
Yeah, he's a good player. I really like Burrows.
Me, you know.
I like Burrows.
When we're with Luton, I've seen. In fact, no.
He kept trying, didn't he? There was a game he kept trying. He kept hitting him. And he got close.
I think there was a pre-season game where I just seen him and he was cracking him, mate. Cracking. I mean, like, he's got a shot on him.
Yeah.
It's not when he goes fucking Wembley. Nothing will ever change me from that. Telling you that. Bullshit, that.
So
He
again,
scored at Wembley and it should have counted.
oh Burrows.
Yeah.
I don't agree, mate.
Oh, yeah.
I think it were offside. I honestly do, and that's me as a blade saying it. I think it was
No.
offside. You know, if that had have happened to us, I'd have been fucking seething. If that had got given against us,
I mean, at the end of the day, we've lost and that's it. But ref never get it. It was fucking VAR, that Paul record. And we
I
never
can't
had
comment
VAR
because
at all,
I refuse to
not
watch
once.
that fucker back. I refuse to comment. I haven't watched it back. I don't want to watch it back because from what I've heard, it's yeah, it could have counted. No, it shouldn't have counted. I'm not watching that shit because that will piss me off.
Nah, the thing
So
what pissed me off with it is
it's one of them. It's not wrong either way.
Yeah.
No, sorry, mate. I think I've got a bit of a delay on my mic, so I promise you I'm not trying to talk over any of you if I start talking when you talk.
I'll shit in your glove box.
Fuck you.
Is that come from?
We'll get back to that, mate. No problem. Right, you've thrown me off my stride now. Fucking.
I know, yeah, well, the shit in your glove box.
Going back to low blocks, if you're having Burrows to run that wing, he has got to get that ball in box every single time. Well, he's got to, instead of looking for Gus and passing it back to him, I want him to bomb down line, get chalk on his boots and cross that in first time. That's what an overlapping wing, overlapping fullback should do. We've got a 6'5" striker to start with. The only time he ever did it, he put absolutely. I mean, the name back in net, Keith Moore. I don't ever want to see him in a United shirt ever. But when you've got a 6'5" striker like that, the first thing that you must do is give him some supply, and that's getting it down wings and crossing the fucking ball for him to head it back at net.
Steve,
I mean, Burrows did a superb cross for him, but the only goal he scored with his head this season, the only cross that we got from a goal we had this season, I think.
I think our problem last season was we had Burrows at left back. We're playing Hamer in like a left mid, fuck knows whatever.
Never got that.
Wherever.
I really never got that.
And what got so many times is Hamer drifted a lot. I don't know if that's what we were told, but he wandered and he drifted in central, and it made Burrows, what's the word, vulnerable. It was always outmanned. It made him vulnerable. So I think if we sort out that left mid position, we had out and out left mid who stays out there, or left wing or whatever.
Can I just
more central? Sorry, Ricky. Go
on. I just want to highlight something what you were saying about being vulnerable on left hand side. Hamer is not great defensively, and that made Burrows very vulnerable last season.
Yeah, that's my point. I don't blame Burrows at all. I blame Hamer for drifting into midfield.
Yeah,
that's not Hamer's fault. That's not Hamer's fault at all. Because he's a central player.
But who's to blame for it? Is it Chris Wilder's problem?
I blame Chris Wilder 100%.
Yeah.
The thing is, if you're playing a player like Gus Hamer, he's a central player all out. He's played central all his life. If then you start putting him out wide, of course his natural instinct is to drift infield. That's his natural instinct. I played as a centre mid all my life. I remember once, I know it's only Sunday League, but it's the same concept. I played centre mid all my life, and one game our left winger, I don't know what it were. Then I got put on left wing, and every time I was on left wing, I drifted into centre.
You're not where you're natural. Yeah, you're not.
Exactly.
Yeah. It
right.
Really confused me. Go on, sorry, Ricky.
Yeah, just wanted to say something on back of that. So obviously Gus ain't great defensively, but you need to look at Gus like what Neil Warnock looked at Delta at. You don't give a fuck what he's doing defensively. Get him the ball, he'll win your fucking game. That's what he does.
That is if you're playing in central like a cam.
In his position.
Yes.
On left mid, you're expected to track back, double up with your wing back. That's what you're expected to do. But obviously, Gus doesn't do that. But I can't knock Gus for not doing that because of what he offers us going forward, even out of left. It's not something that he's ever done. He's never had to track back. I have seen him track back. It's not like he doesn't track back. It's just his positional sense defensively ain't great. He does run back and he does get stuck in. His positional sense is what lets him down defensively. But he shouldn't have to be a big part of our defensive setup anyway. It should just be a case of you get him the ball, he'll win you the fucking game. Don't even want him going like behind halfway line.
Yeah, then again, that's a Wilder problem for playing him in that position in first
100%.
place. Like you said with Warnock, he relied on Tarrant. Didn't care what he did. Give him a bit of magic, he'll win you a game.
Yeah,
That's
that's all
crazy.
right.
Is
That's
it-
brilliant.
Why is it?
Warnock used to say to his defenders and his midfield, don't you dare interrupt a ball in our half. If you don't, I'm going to fucking fine you. And he did it honestly. And he used to fine them if they did ball in their own
Yeah.
half. All he wanted him was to attack. And he probably said right at the end of the day. I mean, he was scoring for fun, wasn't he?
They were a cheat code.
Awesome. You were a cheat code, yes.
They were brilliant.
So why is it every striker what we've had under Chris Wilder, bar Billy Sharp's failed?
That's hard.
So
Because every striker we've brought
Because of
in
what
has
he
always
asks them to
had,
do.
has
He
always
brings
had
it.
a good track record before they've come here. Always. McBurney had a good track record at Swansea. So did Brewster.
Brewster had half a decent season at
Yeah, I was
Swansea.
going to
Did
say,
Brewster
only
have
had
a good
half
track
season.
record?
McBurney
Yeah,
got all his goals. But McBurney got majority of his goals from James that's at Leeds now. He was setting McBurney up left, right, and centre. We had us and everything, weren't he? Dan James did all right with him. And he was captain in another of him with his head. He didn't do it spectacular.
And I
To be honest, I
rate
don't think.
McBurney. I've always rated McBurney, right?
You do.
Wilder played him as a target man, pretty much in my eyes. And Ollie, I remember this. I can't remember if it was an interview he said or some comments he passed, and it stuck with me all the time. He said it's something like he's not a target man. He wants to get the ball to his feet and play it that way. But for some reason, every time we had ball, we lumped up top for him to edit. That's not how he plays.
No.
Or how he played, if that makes sense.
I won't take him back, me though.
That was a question I was going to ask about because I know McBurney's quite linked in it. Is it credible sources or is it just like paper talking agent talk?
Danny Owens, it.
It were, yeah, it's Daniel what was mentioning it. It were, if Wilder had still been here, he'd have been here, I reckon.
You broke up a bit.
Thing is though, if we're keeping Kiefer Moore, right, and I've said this from get go, Ollie McBurney, Kiefer Moore is a poor man's Ollie McBurney. Every day of the week.
Yeah.
Kiefer Moore's
no, I don't agree.
Do you know what it is with Kiefer Moore, right? I like him. I like him when he's on one-on-ones. Like, have you seen how many times he's been on one-on-one and he's just powered their centre-backs out where just barged them off football? I like that. It's his final bit. The final bit. He's got no power in his shots.
And that's what you need as a striker. What's the
That's
point of a striker
been the issue.
that final bit?
That's been the issue a lot of the season.
Campbell.
I'm sorry.
He should have passed it to Campbell at Wembley and all, and
but then we can look at it like Campbell should have passed it to Ben Diaz before. Do you know what I mean? They've all got these. Is it a striker's always going to be greedy? They're always going to shoot.
The striker
wings at Wembley run into trouble. Instead of taking an easy pass out of Campbell, he ran straight into trouble and thought, "Oh, what am I doing?" Fucking they're an nosebleed.
At the same time, though.
Useless.
At the same time, as more.
And the thing about that was, they gave Kiefer Moore a 3-year contract. Let that fucking sulky.
Oh, is he? 31?
We're all talking over each other, by the way, boys. I can't hear a fucking word. We're all
talking
over each other.
How old's Kiefer Moore? Is he 31?
31.
Yeah.
So give him a 3-year deal, which will run to his 34. Or is he 32 this year? I'm not sure.
I think he's 32.
Right. Am I right to butt in a second? Say something about
Go on.
Moore. So Moore is brilliant at doing like what a traditional target man should be able to do, holding the ball up, feeding your wingers and your creative players and running into the box and like doing bits and bobs. Even dropping out wide, I don't mind him doing that. It seems to work and he's good at all that, but he thinks he's a lot better of a football player than what he actually is. I see him chuck his arms up in the air constantly in games. For fuck's sake, why have you not given me ball? Why have you not given me ball? As if he's some sort of creative linchpin like what Gus is. He's not.
It's like Vinny in Premier League.
Ball. Yes, yeah, I agree. I do agree.
Kiefer Moore is a very Marmite player in our fan base. I don't like the bloke. I don't know. He's not wrong to me, like, but his footballing ability just doesn't. I don't know. I just don't like it. I like a striker who you can play ball over the top, runs onto it, it's fast as fuck, finishes his goal. That is the new traditional striker. These target mans now, they're out of date, they're out of fashion.
Yeah, I can agree.
Football is at the minute. We need someone who's fast as fuck and can run onto ball through.
I wouldn't say fast as fuck. I'd just say can adapt to different roles. We can like say you can drop down for your number 10 role. It's like Peru for Leeds. Do you know what I mean? He's not an out-and-out striker,
no, he's not.
But he's not a number 10 either, do you get what I mean? But he can drift between the number 10 role and the striker role.
Scores goals, though. That's the main
that's the
thing.
difference.
That's one thing, though, if you notice, especially now, is strikers having to do more than what they should do. End of the day, strikers there to score goals. I understand the game's changed and developed, it has, because it's how football works. But I wouldn't say fast as fuck. Oh, here's a question: who would you sign a new striker? Who have you got? You got Brewster, you got Moore, you got
Bruce is
Campbell.
fucking off.
Brewster, yeah. Moore, I don't see him going now. Cannon, the word start there in it. You know, he's only had half seasons. Not had time to have a full pre-season. It could be different under a new manager. You know, would you sign a new striker, and who would you all get? Is your all personal preference?
Josh Madden.
If you want to push boat out and you want to be very optimistic, Josh Sargent for me fits that role as in playing wherever you want him to in different roles. But I don't think that's realistic at all. To be honest, I haven't really been thinking about another striker. I've just been looking at centre mids and centre backs, to be fair.
Yeah.
So Steve would like Madger. I know you're a big advocate for Madger, aren't you, Steve?
Yep, absolutely.
You know what I'm going to go
win
for?
behind all the time. He'll turn the defensive. He's shooting ability. Better than everything we've got. Way better than what we've got.
I'd go for Hadji Wright.
Yeah. I'm surprised no other club's really gone to take up on it now. I know we've said Coventry. They're a decent team, not gone, and they've got I like the midfield. I like Echoes. Who's that one in the DM?
Ben
Chief, good player. Traditional English.
I want Matt Grimes, I want Matt Grimes right bad.
Grimes. Yeah. I do remember.
Yeah,
I remember we having him, but it didn't really work out for us.
Just transferred out, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Actually, Grimes has gone somewhere, hasn't it?
On a free.
Yeah.
They got him on a free.
Who's that? Sorry, cut out.
Grimes.
He was Swansea, weren't he?
Yeah, they get him on a free, or was it a loan?
No, free. No, they bought him for like 2 million, something like
that. Great, yeah. Madger's a decent player. I know he's been at West Brom, he's been at Sunderland. That's where he's probably had his best in League One. I went to Fulham on loan. Didn't really work out in the Premier League for him. The thing with Sargent is, I know we were linked to him. I wouldn't take myself because.
Why? He's better than anything you've got at the moment up front.
I want someone better.
But do you think you're being a bit too ambitious? Do you think?
No.
So Sargent's going to cost you about 20 million, 25 million. Yeah.
I'm looking Europe.
You're looking Europe. Are you going to raise Go Blaze 35 million? Well, you tried that with Rodrigo.
Yeah, we have. We put in a bid for 32 million for Rodrigo Muniz from Fulham.
Muniz.
I'll tell you what. I'll put this across to United fans in here. Sorry, Leeds, mate. I can't. It's not going to apply to you.
Sorry.
Would anyone take Asula back on loan?
No.
I would.
No. Why?
No. Right. Can people stop going back to players that we've had? Oh, get Tommy Doyle back, get McBurney back, get Asula back. These 2 players that we should even consider taking back, but it's never going to happen because they're just fucking world class. And it's Morgan Gibbs-White and Ndai. We've got rid for a reason. They've left the club for a reason. Asula, he's doing well at Newcastle. He's changed his build. He's got more physical and he's got a bit more end product now. Good luck to the lad. I wish him well. Don't bring him back. We don't.
Yeah, but he's not. He's not going to play.
Didn't you know about Asula?
No, don't want him back. I'd agree with that. We don't want him back. Once they've gone, I mean, if we could have anybody back as a player, right, I'd have him and Jai back tomorrow.
That's a no-brainer.
And it's just not realistic. It's just not realistic.
We're not going to get him back.
No.
Who's better? Morgan Gibbs-White.
I mean, we had Morgan Gibbs-White who went away from us. He went on to Forest and now he's a world beater. He's an English player.
You mean for you a lot or just in general as a player?
In general.
Yeah, just in general.
Who were it that asked the question about Asula?
Me.
Do you not think that Ryan O'Neill is just basically Will Asula? Because I do.
Yes.
I think Asula's a lot better than Ryan O'Neill.
Right. Can I just say something, right, about Asula? Right. So if he'd have stayed, I think he'd have cemented that left position down, that left wing position, well, inside forward, whatever you were going to call it. I saw him do it in one at friendlies where he scored it. he did exactly the same thing for Newcastle. I think he's not a striker. He's just
It was
a
York,
big.
weren't it, Ricky?
Yeah. We're at York? No, I don't think we didn't
Where he
play
cut
York in
in
the
and
friendly this
where
time. We're at Huddersfield.
No, we played York last season in friendly. He cut in, didn't he? He smashed
Yeah.
it top bins. Yeah, with York,
Yeah.
I'm sure it was.
I just feel like he's gone on it. Do you know what I mean? Fuck it. But I feel like this season would have been his breakout season for us. Do you know what I mean? I feel like if he'd have stayed, then Harmer would have been in middle.
So it's easy enough to say that now, though, Ricky. I think.
Yeah, I get that.
I think reason that he's developed the way that he has this season is because he's working under Eddie Howe and Jason Tyndall.
Without doubt.
Yeah,
he wouldn't have developed like he would have if he'd been here. No chance.
Yeah, he's. Look, I wish the kid well, and he's got every attribute. Same way that I think that Ryan One's got every attribute. He's quick, he's tall, he's reasonably strong, he's worked on his physique now. They've got that physical side of the things down. It's the technical aspect of the game that's just not there, the raw. But if we can sell talent on like that for 10, 15 million quid, I think if we were going to have him on loan, we should have had it in contract last season to get him back on loan for the season.
Straight back, yeah.
That's what we should have done. I wouldn't have him back now. Let him go. Let him go and develop his career. Let him go and play and like unlock that potential that Newcastle have seen in him to like buy him for 10 million quid when he'd scored like what? How many senior goals had he scored? I think he'd scored 3 or 4 in cup for us, and then
he scored 3 in cup, and that were it.
Scored for them for
he didn't score.
But he had like he had a good run for Derby and that, didn't he? When he
for Derby, he did all right at Derby.
So that's what I mean. So he's had his chance with us, didn't manage to break into the first team and cement himself in there as like a first team player. He's gone to Newcastle. He's furthered his education. Had a good run. If Newcastle loan him out to Championship, good luck to him. I like the kid, and we've got good money for him for someone that weren't going to be missed as a first team player last season.
Exactly.
So
that's how I see Peck and Donny at the moment.
Would you
exactly.
say a similar deal came across for One this summer? Would you take it?
Take it, yeah, 1,000,000%.
Snap the random.
Yeah, sorry, it looks really good.
Yeah.
Listen,
I'm ready for bed. I'll see you later. Thanks for having me, Rick.
Steve.
See you, lads.
Have a
See you
good day.
Ta-ra, mate.
It's like me personally,
right? I thought you old boy out then.
Were you getting excited?
I will, yeah.
Okay, shitting in people's glove box.
That's Connor, that is.
Here's one question then.
Go on.
Now, is Diaz going to come back to you guys, do you think?
Oh, Diaz?
No, and I hope not.
He can fuck off.
Yeah.
Mate, he looked like a rinsed out smackhead when he come back.
Yeah, he did.
After what I saw at Wembley, he came on, he just didn't give a fuck, and he went off with this fucking false injury from a good tackle. He's got no heart. He didn't want him. Fuck him on. Don't want him back. He had a good season in Premier League, and I was really excited when he came back. I thought,
he weren't even good in Premier League. Do you know what it were, right? He put a bit of effort in, and that were it.
No, do you know what it is? It was the slight bit of silver lining of a really shit season. That's why he was some ways overhyped, because of the only good thing you had to take from a shit season.
Didn't he get like 7 goals in 13 games though?
Yeah, but Ben Osborne looked good that season as well. So
I remember Rafinha putting him on his arse. It was so good to see.
Yeah, he had a good little run, but he had a good little run. But again, I felt like it was Gus making him look a miles better player than what he actually were. Because 9 times out of 10, it was Gus that were putting ball on a fucking plate for him, and he couldn't fucking miss.
But then Diaz could finish his dinner though. That goal he scored against Palace was beautiful.
Yeah, it were. But that was unexpected, wasn't it?
But again, he had a good run. He's come back this season and proven that obviously so much changed. I don't know whether fucking Southampton have fucking poisoned him or whatever. But
I'm telling you, it's been on powder, hasn't
it? Yeah, that's it.
He's been on that veins,
fucking kid. Chilean fucking disco fuel. That's what he's been doing.
Nah, not even disco fuel, Paul. He's been on brown stuff. Definitely. Don't lose that much weight.
No, fucking think about it, mate. It's Chile. It's fucking round corner from Bolivia, isn't it? Too many trips all there.
What happens to Jack Robinson?
It's
that Robinson?
shit.
Fucking what happened?
Reliability.
What happened to him? He's been dog shit ever since.
No,
the day that he walked through the door.
not what happened. No, not what happened. I know what happened to him. Shit. What happens with him?
It was bought.
No,
as a
what happens now? I
package.
mean, what's going to happen this season? Do you think with him?
What this
Hopefully, he gets
season?
fucked off.
He's going to be lining up with Max Lowe next season.
You know what? I hope he does. I hope he does go to Wednesday, mate, because that's where he belongs. Like, it's. I don't even want to talk about him. Like, honestly, it just boils my piss talking about that club, especially when on check level. So yeah, I'm going to skip past that. But yeah, so Callum, we all want to get rid of him, apart from the delusional passion merchants. They want to keep him. But people with common sense that understand football and understand defensive positioning, we all want to get rid of him. Simple as that.
Any
He should not
positives
be
in his
captain
game?
of the football
I
club.
know how you describe him.
Robinson's.
Yeah, any positives?
Positives?
Good long throw-ins. That's it. Long throw-ins. That's all is useful.
I remember them.
How many goals we got from his throw-ins?
0. I think.
This season, I think, but it looks good.
Yeah, it might fucking look good, right? Listen, Bromby had a good throw, and look how many goals we got off him.
Greg Alford had best one.
Very
Greg
good
Alford
throw.
could fucking launch it up fucking Aldi car park.
Oh, definitely.
Fucking.
Yeah.
Do you know what I don't get though, right? It's like people, well, fans especially, we need to knock it on head and look forward. We need to stop dwelling on what could have been and what's happened and all this. So right, as United fans, we all should be excited now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a new dawn.
I am.
It's a new style, a new manager, new coaches. Everything's new.
A lot of positives is going to happen because of this in terms of selection. Because Robinson won't get if Sellers has any bit of common sense, which I'm sure he does as a manager. Robinson will be nowhere near that team.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's only Nick his wildest mate, isn't he?
Yeah, I just want to jump in on a second. Everybody who's watching on Twitter at the moment, can you just jump over to YouTube and give us a sub, please? Because it helps channel grow massively. Thank you. Carry on, Connor. Callum.
I don't know how else to go. It should be exciting. I'm not really getting it from a lot of not many Sheffield fans that are excited.
No.
I'm just seeing the misery.
United fans.
Tickle.
Yeah,
Like us. No, they're exactly the same. Don't get
I think I can answer this one quite well in my opinion. I might be wrong, but I think what you're seeing is the older generation who are fixing the ways with the sentiment. They don't understand this new style of what's coming through, and Chris Wilder just don't work this day and age anymore.
No.
It does not work.
I think he's the same.
Only the younger generation of the fans can see that. The older generation are stuck in the sentiment and the passion what he brings.
I think he's the same in that as well.
It's all right being passionate. It's all right saying, "Oh, he gets it. This, that, and other." He might do, but at the same time, his football's dross, and he's a dinosaur in this day and age.
Yeah. Can I just say though, like,
did you hear that, Ricky?
You know,
Harrison's just called you young.
He called me young. Thank you.
Harrison's just called you young because you're in that. Yeah, you're in that demographic, aren't you? That didn't.
So are you on? How old are you?
Season.
How old are you?
I'm 25. You cheeky bastard! Don't fucking clump me into the same club as you.
That's 25.
Yeah, I'm 25. Rough paper round, mate.
25 and still shitting fucking glove boxes. Fucking hellfire.
Yeah, honestly, Harrison,
never lose it.
You've literally got no life experience, mate. Now, honestly, you've not lived until you've shat in a glove box.
I'm going to try it now.
36, me. I'm 36-year-old.
I'm a kid.
Yeah, you're about. I think you're about the same age as Harrison. I think.
I'm 21.
I'm 19, mate. I'm young as fuck.
Oh, you're younger then.
Fucking hell. Your niggas are right, young.
It's all right. Just keep laying on your pictures, don't you?
Oh, God. I feel like people are nonsense on me now. I bet some nonsense in group will just stay silent and wank over it.
You're definitely getting groomed, kid. You're definitely getting groomed.
Pilo's gone, mate. Don't worry about it. You're all good.
So, I've just lost all fucking topic of
Yeah,
conversation.
we just thought about pedos in the group chat. Probably a few of them watching. I got excited that they've actually been mentioned.
Fucking hell.
Fucking
Where do we go?
I've thrown a fucking curveball in there, haven't I?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. Who
Fuck's
were you
sake.
even on about?
It's first and last shoe for me, this one.
Good old Robert, good old Jackie boy.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Jackie boy. Right. So
JLT.
stop with nicknames. Right. Do you know what pisses me off about Jackie Robinson though? Right. He was brought in as cover to back up the fucking best defender we've had in a long, long time in Jack O'Connell.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're about to
It
say
was great.
Robinson again, weren't you?
Yeah. So he was brought in for cover for him, just in case there injuries or something. Robinson got injured, and they put the backup option in as a starter.
Yeah.
Why the fuck did we never replace Jock originally after the
Because
injury?
again, there's just not really a replacement out there for him. Like that.
No,
Cost
but
you 40 million quid.
But you go right at that time. Jock were probably the best left centre back in the league in England, and that's a big statement.
He were up there.
He were getting English shouts. He were getting English shouts.
Of course, we were, mate. Liverpool were after him.
Where is he now?
Jack O'Connell.
He's injured, retired.
Has he?
Yeah, that injury, mate. He retired from it.
How old is Robinson?
Robinson.
32.
Yeah, something like that.
Looks that good.
Mate,
he looks past it.
His airline's worse than fucking Connor's.
You fucking cheeky bastard. Take that off. I want to see what's under there.
I'll tell you what, if I have an air like that, at that age, I won't be complaining.
Yeah.
How old are you, Ricky? Fucking 56.
36.
I'd have been put out to pasture at that point, mate.
Thing is, go on then. Right, go on. We'll get back on topic now.
Wait, Connor. Do you remember your first blowjob?
My first one?
Yeah.
My uncle when I was 14.
I'm like, well, yeah, how do you get rid of taste, you dickhead? You just took it. You took it then.
God.
Honestly, mate, you're fucking. There's no one more self-deprecating than what I am, anyway. So
that's right. Going back to the centre backs, then, on about Robinson and O'Connell and that. It's obviously it's a known fact now that we need at least three. Yeah, because obviously we need a starter, and then we could do with 2 cover, 3 cover in case one gets injured. You never know what can happen. Who do you bring in?
For centre backs, well, if you were here earlier, I said the rumoured. Well, I said rumours. I got a message saying there's 3 centre backs we are in talks with at the moment, and that's the Ashley Phillips, Charlie Hughes, and Callum Doyle.
What's it with this Turkish bloke? Is that just a nothing? That ain't
Topco. I don't know, but do you know what? Right? I've watched a few snippets of him, and like everyone can look good on snippets and that, but it does look. It looks an improvement on what we've got.
100%. I've seen. Obviously, I know you can't really go off fucking YouTube highlights and that. You can make fucking Billy Sharp.
Yeah, you can make anyone look good with them.
But at the same time, he came up against one of the best strikers in the world, Osimhen, and he kept him fairly quiet. You know what I mean? And he's not really gonna come across as people like Osimhen is in Championship.
No,
exactly.
But
it's like same with Enel, it's like no one can tell me they watched fucking Malmo games and said how good Enel was in that ballot.
Mate, this is what pisses me off about a lot of things, right? And like everyone's saying, like, Wilder don't buy it from abroad and all that. Like, he's bought one. Well, sorry, he brought a couple, didn't he? Berg, that Ricardo, Zerki, whatever.
Zivkovic.
Yeah, and that Retos, right? Retos was shit. Zerkovic was shit. Berg were alright, right?
Thing is, going back to that Retos though. He was youngest Olympiacos captain. He was at Bayer Leverkusen, yet he couldn't get a sniff at Sheffield United.
Yeah, but I think that's down to Wilder, mate. I don't think it's
stubbornness.
Yeah. So then to top it off on that, right? So our best players at the moment, who are there? Sheffield United squads. Who's the best players?
It's who Eki brought in. Souza, Hamer, and Enel.
There you go. All Eki signings.
And they all came apart from Hamer, Vinny came from fucking Belgium. Enel came from Sweden League, and then people bat an eyelid of someone coming from Turkish Super League. Yeah, that's a better standard than Belgium and not Switzerland, Sweden.
And now you've got these fucking old people at Duck, right? People are worried because they don't understand things. It's like this with AI recruitment, all that lot. They don't understand it. That's why they're like, oh, why we sold anyone? Mate, we were fucking into pre-season when we signed Shackleton and McCallum on freeze.
Yeah, but no one was
Proper
panicking
Wilder
because Wilder.
signings.
No one was panicking because Wilder were in charge.
Yeah.
I'm really,
Well,
really
soon-
surprised Chap's got a move to you lot. Very,
His
very
fucking dog.
surprised.
His dog.
Yeah, he is.
Shite.
We forget he even plays for us. We forget he's even
Yeah.
here. He's
Yeah.
I remember him playing against us.
He's like another Ricky Holmes when we signed Ricky Holmes. Like,
Yeah.
fucking, he's just there. Like, you're not bothered about him playing. You forget he's there, and then you see his name on team sheet. You're like, oh yeah, I forgot he were here.
Yeah,
Do you know
Yeah.
what I forget about? Reece Norrington Davis, me.
Oh mate, I hope he never plays for us again.
How
And
old
I
is he
feel
as
bad.
well?
I feel bad.
He's
for
not
him.
even that old, mate. He's
He
only
looks
about
staggered.
26.
He looks,
Thing is,
he
with
looks,
my
R&D,
age, I think
before-
he's 25, isn't he? 26.
Yeah.
Sorry,
he
Connor.
looks like should be in a retirement home. Looks older than
No,
Robinson.
thing is with R&D,
Yeah.
right? I think people forget like how actually decent he was before the injury at Coventry.
Yeah,
Remember he
but
got
I
injured
remember
at
that
Coventry?
far back.
injury has absolutely written him off, mate.
It's
He
ruined
makes
him, yeah.
Mistake after mistake.
It does.
Every
I'm not-
time he goes on the pitch.
Connor, I don't rate him out, mate. If anything, I hope he goes on that. But I think people have short memories and stuff and thinking before he had that injury, the bloke was shit hot.
Yeah,
my
he had
memory.
good prospects. Obviously, he had good loans.
Just that
at
injury's
Luton
fucked him
and,
over.
Yeah, he had
Stoke.
good loans at Luton and Stoke, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just one of them. Obviously, injury has absolutely fucked him. It's done him.
That's
and
one
he
that's
needs to
huge
go.
for you lot this season, I think, has been injuries. Arblaster,
mate,
I
we've been
think.
riddled with them.
Arblaster.
Shooter now. Our blaster
then-
was replaceable. Suter. That's what killed us off.
But
Yeah,
then, but then,
Suter.
but then if Blaster didn't get injured, Peck wouldn't have been brought into the side. You know what I mean? So it's like he got injured at shit. But then if Arblaster didn't get injured, Peck wouldn't be given the chance.
Yeah,
he got,
that's the thing.
and then
That's
we
the
might-
good. That is the silver lining about injuries is it allows others to shine, which I think City Peck did do to a certain extent. I think Peck's a really good player. I think for how is he 21, 20? He's around that age, isn't he?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like his first
He's
proper
very-
full season in professional
He's very
football,
assured. He's beyond his years. I think when I see him as a player, you do see
So-
that thing of he's missing a goal. I think he needed that goal last season for a bit of confidence.
Oh, Peck.
Yeah,
He's not ready. He's just energetic. He's miles off
but
it,
he's
mate.
played. But at the same time, I think him himself has played. He's played more than. Yeah,
Right, I remember. Do you remember when we lost to Hull, right? And everyone's
Yeah.
saying, "Oh, Peck's fucked and Davis is fucked. They played this amount of games and all that lot." Right? It's not that. Do you know what it was, mate? It was the talent was showing. Do you get what I mean?
What do you mean?
It was done on his feet. He's
He's a kid, isn't he?
it's too raw. Yeah, it's raw. It's too raw. Do you know what I mean? And
He
He's
got thrown
burnt
in. He
out.
got thrown in. He got thrown in at the deep end. And you
Yeah.
know what? You can't knock the lad for what he's done this season.
mate, I can't knock him,
And he
but
can only get better.
I can't overly praise him as well.
Yeah, you can.
I need to critique him because that's
He's
how you're
still
going to get better, right?
Yeah, he's still at a decent age where he's not as if he's like 17, 18.
No.
Mate. He's in his 20s.
Right. And can I just say, people complain about sideways passes and backwards passes, right? And he one of the main fucking instigators of
master
this.
Fucking bang on, Rick. Bang on.
Do you know what I mean?
The
Problem is
overlook
with
though
Peck,
on
right,
it.
you
His
can-
age.
his tackling
Right.
that's spot on. His defensive attribute spot on, but the bloke could not hit a barn door with his passes at all.
Nah. Right.
That's
And
what
Apart from
another thing what pissed me off with him, right? What I noticed, and now used to fucking hate it, right? Because it get ball passed to him all the time, to the point where Anel's going, you know what, fuck this, and then Anel's bombing fucking down with ball just to progress the ball.
Do you reckon? Do you
Yeah.
reckon Anel signs a
Dangerous.
new deal? Because he's got
Pardon?
1 year left. hasn't
No.
he? Do you reckon he
no
signs a new deal?
chance.
And Anel,
No chance.
Yeah.
No.
well, I got told ages ago, about 3-4 weeks ago, he got offered a new contract with a non-promotion release clause for something like 3 million or something like that if we didn't get promoted next season. I don't know whatever happened with it or what's been said about it or all, but that's last I heard.
Who's going to take
Sorry,
him
you
though?
cut out. Did you say you rejected it? Sorry, you cut out.
No, I don't know. That was
you
last
don't
I
know.
heard of it.
So what do you say, Cal? Did you?
Go on, Connor.
Yeah, Callum just said something. Go on, mate.
I don't see another club getting him in terms of higher.
Oh no,
It'll be
Right.
abroad. It'll be abroad.
Yeah, abroad.
Comes.
That's where he's
They've-
going to get most.
The thing is, with NL is first season, fucking amazing. Best defender we've had since Jock.
Yeah.
You know what it was this season with him? Harry Suter.
Yeah.
He was his best mate in some ways. He protected me. He covered all the mistakes before Nelson making.
Even
it's
in
like it's like your Van Dijk and Canate partnership.
Yeah,
Van Dijk
look
makes
at the
Canate
shirt
better.
you got on.
What do you mean?
Suter and Ahmedhodzic, they
I'm no
compliment each
adopted fan.
What? Did you hear him? Oh, shirt. Where's your shirt? Show it, man.
No, the one I've got is looks horrendous. It's not the worst one. I've seen worse you've got.
No.
First thing I had to put on when I've got in, I've jumped in straight after work.
You know what worst thing about it, mate? You're not even an individual team these days. You're a fucking franchise, aren't you? Red Bull. You're not an individual. Leeds who? I mean, it's Red Bull fucking Leeds.
It were going to get changing at one point potentially, and the way that there were a massive petition going around about. I think it was going to be called Red Bull Leeds. Oh, it'd been awful.
No, it's right though. You are. Part of Salzburg, part of Leipzig. You know what I mean? You're not an individual anymore. You're just
not even part of it. Well,
it's nearly as bad as that new badge you brought out over a year.
I know. It shows your new badge.
Right, I ain't gonna lie. Fucking, I'd wipe my arse with shirt because obviously it's got a Leeds badge on, but the kit is fucking sexy. I ain't even gonna lie.
You fucking wanker.
Adopted Leeds.
I do like that Red Bull sponsor. I think it does look nice.
But the Red Bull, I hate it.
No, do you know what I like? I like the blue Adidas sign, the retro Adidas signs. What they've started doing on Adidas kits. I do like them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thing is, if we go back to like a manufacturer like Adidas,
we had out, mate. I want Nike or Umbro. I mean, next.
I want Hummel. I want Hummel for ages.
I like Castor.
No. I don't know, mate. You know, when I was younger, I used to see kits and like the Nikes, the Adidas, and all that. Like, I always felt like the best clubs always got.
Wait, hold a minute.
Thing is,
what did you just call it? Adidas? Are you American? Adidas.
It's named after Adidas. It's Adidas.
Not Adidas. Jesus Christ.
Adidas.
Yeah, Yank.
Does anyone know what Adidas stands for?
Oh no. I'm excited for this.
All day I dream about sport. There's your random fact for the day, boys.
Thank you. Anyway, when we're pushing past Connor's random facts,
I
always go on.
Go on, Ricky. Sorry, go on. You go first.
I always see big clubs wearing out big sponsors, right? And I also was with fucking Lacoste. Remember fucking when we had Lacoste Sportive?
Lacoste Sportive. Oh my God.
We had Kappa.
Can't Kappa were up there back in there. I thought we were fucking brilliant when we had Umbro.
I think thing is though, Ricky, right? If we say you go to like a designer like Nike or Adidas, like a proper mainstream one like that, we wouldn't have as much creative freedom as we have got.
What creative freedom have we got now? We're just having rip-offs at fucking old kits.
But the one we've got now is, in my opinion, the quality is shit, don't get me wrong, but the design of it is one of the nicest designs we've had for a while. You look at the Adidas kits we had in Premier League and stuff. In the Championship.
There was some. I love the one where we had the red sleeves and the black stripes. My favourite kit for a very, very long time.
That was a nice one, but then you look at the Ramsden's currency one and then you look at the one in Premier League, they were just generic templates.
Yeah, I'm going to get off now, boys. I'll catch you all later.
See you
later, mate. See you later.
Any last day? Come on.
Up the blades.
Scummy bad.
Where's his blades?
Oh, I've got to get rid of my overlay again. I'm going to have to change this. I thought, right, clever. Oh, no, in fact, I don't have to get rid of it. It can stay-ish. No, yeah, maybe.
Ricky, look at the shirt you're wearing at the minute. That away kit. If you look closely and stuff, the lines, the neon lines, are actually blades. You can make them out, you know what I mean?
You fucking look towards you.
I don't. You can pick up on it easily. If you look closely enough.
Definitely had a right in-depth look to that, hadn't you? To come out with that.
Hey, imagine
look at the sleeve, right? Dan, look at the sleeve. Just next to the sponsor, you can make. There's nowhere on it.
Yeah. Valid. I see it now. I wouldn't have noticed that before, though.
No,
I
and then
can't.
look at your shirt, what you're wearing. That's a beautiful shirt, in my opinion. Ruined by
It's
shit
fucking
I
sponsors,
love
but
this.
so.
This is most retro we got. That's the only reason I bought this shirt. I'm not a shirt type of guy, if I'm being
Don't get me
honest.
the array of quality kits. The fucking you measure us wear a plastic bag, to be honest.
Yeah,
But
because you
the
get
look of them,
badges falling off and
yeah.
shit
But the
like
look of
that,
them,
don't you?
in my opinion, is the best looking kits we've had. I'm not in terms of quality, but in my lifetime, obviously, I'm only born in 06, like, so I can only comment on the Macron and the Adidas kits. But in my opinion, these kits we've had recently, especially the third kit we had last season, which was fucking beautiful. The detail on that with the Sheffield Cathedral roof on it and stuff. It's my favourite shirt we've ever had.
Yeah, my son likes that one.
We would never have had a shirt like that with Adidas or Nike. Never.
Yeah.
I've always been a fan of white kits, me.
Yeah. Do you know what pisses me off though, right? So my son, he likes football kits and all that. Like, he's got quite a few of them, not just United ones. I know it pains me to say he's got a few, but he's got a Sheffield FC kit this season's, and you know the quality on it, mate. Just it fucking blows ours out of water, and it's a fucking. I don't even know who makes it. That's the worst thing about it.
It's either Copa 90 or is it like Capelli or something?
Something like that, yeah.
That's what this array of iron like. The design room is top notch in my opinion. I don't think we couldn't get any better designs than what we got at the minute. Just the quality.
But do you know what it is?
I'm
not even.
We've got so much said though, haven't we? We've got so much say in the shirts that we're all part of a
do you know
deal.
what it is? It's like designs and all that lot. Let's be honest, lads. It's always going to be red and white stripes and fucking we'll get a bright fucking away coat at the top. Do you know what I mean? It's how it's always fucking usually been. So to be fair, I don't really give a fuck about designs as long as it's got my red stripes and my blades on. I don't give a fuck. Do you know what I mean? I want quality.
No, I get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
For amount you're paying, for amount you're paying nowadays, that's number one in it quality because it's fucking stupid amounts of money now.
I think and all. Look at was it the promotion season to the Premier League with Heke? That away shirt with it white with a red stripe down the middle. That's one of the nicest away shirts I think we've ever had.
I like that one.
That was a beautiful shirt. I've still got it. I wear it all the time.
Simple concept, but just mint.
But effective. And the away kit in the Heke promotion season and the third kit from the season just gone, in my opinion, the best shirts we've had in my lifetime.
Not long to go off like, but
oh no, yeah, that's what I mean.
I don't know when you go back to Labour ones and stuff like that.
I like triple assault kit, me.
But obviously, that's not it. You have to go a long way back then.
Yeah, I like the one what we had in Premier League in the 06 or 07 season though as well. Me, to be fair, if you look at the last season's kit, you know that one. It's basically identical.
Was that the black and white one? Stripes?
No, it were red. Had all red sleeves and all that lot.
See, I'm like against majority on this. Me, my favourite ones are the Sun kits because it just reminds me of like when I first started following United. Like
which kits?
The Sun ones or Dassun ones, whatever.
Oh yeah.
Fucking that reminds me of when I first started watching football. All shirts were too big for every single fucking player, and yeah,
I've got one for you. Would you, if they remade Diamond kit to play, would you fucking rock it?
100%.
I like it, mate.
Yeah, you know what? I know you can only do so much with red and white stripes, but just for one season, just push both out a bit. You know what I mean? I'm not saying get rid of red and white stripes completely, but just you know what I mean? Just
can't you remember the meltdown we had a few years ago
when we had white kit?
Yeah, we had a fucking rate meltdown.
We tried it, didn't we? With that League One when that League One shirt when it was pinstripe red lines. Yeah.
120.
And it weren't great, was it? It weren't great.
I didn't mind it, to be honest. I've got it.
I quite liked it, but this is the problem again. Yeah, the majority of the fans don't like change.
But do you know what? It weren't change. It's the original. That's what we originally signed up in.
Change from what they know, then, Rick. That's what that offer is. It.
It's like I'd like to see one with a bit more black in it. I like the black and the red. I do.
I think it makes it pop out more.
It does. I'd like to see more black than what there is white.
Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah.
I could agree with that. I could agree. Yeah.
It's
Do you
not
reckon
going
we
to
should
happen, though, is
switch back
it?
to red shorts or stick with black?
I prefer
Say
black
again?
short.
I said go with red shorts or stick with black.
Black.
You'd get away with red and white stripes if you went back to red shorts, I believe, because it just made the kit look a lot better. 100%.
We did it when we wore it red shorts when Susan Robinson were fighting.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Wolves.
Wolves, weren't it?
Yeah.
Fucking Jackie Longthrow. What a novel.
I just wish.
Do we really have to get onto that subject?
We've already been on it.
Hopefully, with no manager, we don't have to fucking deal with him this season.
Thing is, though, with Robinson, where does he go? You know what I mean?
Robinson will play this season, boys. He will play this season.
He could go to a Wrexham. a Wrexham.
No. He is destined for Millwall. Right, you know.
Yeah.
Listen,
fucking hell.
He's got Millwall writ all over him. He's like the perfect Millwall player.
Millwall or Bradford, like a Rory McArdle type player.
Yeah. Do you know what? Though? I'll be honest with you. I want to see Bradford up there again. Me.
I do. I like Bradford.
I don't mind him. Me.
It's a good day. It's a good day out, in fairness.
Yeah, it is.
I've been a couple of times to Bradford, and it's been a great day out. And
you know what, though?
It's not worse the grounds either.
No, it's got a big ground, hasn't it?
Best ground I've been to, and it's a shame that they're getting rid of it. Is Goodison Park.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I love Goodison.
Great ground, proper ground. None of this fucking new bullshit. Proper traditional wooden seats, wooden floor, fucking horrible tacky concourse. I loved it, me.
What do you reckon our ground needs?
Paul's moving out of Cop. Come on, Ricky.
Yeah, I know this one. But...
See, I don't think we need much doing to it except for Paul's moving out of Cop. Because
do you know what pisses me off?
We don't need a capacity increase because let's be honest, that what
we
we
can't
saw in
sell
playoffs
that.
that second leg.
We're not selling out.
Embarrassing.
We're only selling out when we're in Premier League because of tourists. Because of everyone going to uni.
Another thing though, right? Are we not selling out because our fucking football's been boring?
Yeah, Ricky, this is exactly.
You could say that, yeah. You could say that.
This is
right. So I fucking can't stand Leeds. Do you know what I mean? But you know, it fucking kills me to say their football last season was sexy.
Yeah, it were.
It was attractive, weren't it? Yeah.
Mate, that's why there was.
There's nothing wrong, right, with saying it how you see it at the end of the day. Right, that's what I always do. Right, just say it how you see it. They played well. They knew what they were doing. They know how to overload wings, like I've said before. Right, they knew they had a purpose of playing, and that's why I said get rid of Wilder. Because sometimes we didn't look like we knew what we were doing on pitch, like we had a game plan. They knew we. I'm not. Oh, listen, I'd have rather keep Wilder in than get Sellers, right? I'm not. I wanted someone to excite me, right? Even if it had been Nick Montgomery or something like that, just someone that were gonna, John Terry. I said it all along. John Terry had made a decent manager, right? He's been at Villa. He's been under these. I think he'd have done all right, but Sellers. He only just scraped getting them out. And I don't know if you spoke about it earlier tonight. I know we've got to give him a chance, and obviously I'll give him a chance, you know what I mean? And we're still going to support team and shit like that. But don't mean that we have to be happy about who we've got. You know what I mean?
I think Sellers, right, honestly, right, because he's never been given this opportunity what we're giving him now. He got given the opportunity at Southampton in a depleted team. What we're getting smashed. Moral below. That's going to be a hard situation to turn around to implement his tactics in this short amount of time. What did he have? Like 11 games there.
Mate, you put Pep Guardiola in there, he wouldn't have done anything different.
Listen, you could. How many times did Pep Guardiola say, if you put me in charge of Sheffield United and you put Chris Wilder in charge of Man City, he says we'd still be in the same places.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? At the end of the day, it's all about if it comes, and I'm all up for it. If it comes with a attacking style, but what worries me is I'm hearing too much low block, and that's what worries me the most. Because if we've got the team we've got now, yeah, we can't play with a low block. We haven't got the players. Jack Robinson at centre back for one. He's a loose cannon.
Jack Robinson can only
Oh.
play in a low block, mate. That's a low block. Rick is low block. Dan's sitting in.
No, that's what I mean. But I don't want us to sit in. That's why Leeds was so good this year. He plays.
Play that, mate.
Yeah, he presses from front, doesn't he? I totally agree, mate. I totally agree. I totally agree.
Do you know what it is though, right? It's Robinson can't play in any fucking style. Let's
that's the thing.
Let's be fucking right. He ain't got the temperament to be a top class defender.
If you're sellers now, you're watching fan channels, you're seeing what everyone's saying about Robinson, and you come in and go, you know what? See you later, mate.
Well,
and then you've already got one step into the fans' good books because nobody wants him here. Let's face facts. I don't know why Wilder wanted him here.
Because he's a passionate manager.
Yeah, but he's not. He's not. He was. How many times were we swearing at fans last year? How many times?
But then you've got some fans. Oh, that's passion. He's swearing because he cares. No,
nah, bullshit. Bullshit.
Like
if you're a captain, you've got an 18-year-old in midfield, 19, however old Blaster is. Yeah, he is more a captain than Robinson's ever been. He keeps his head right. And he don't go up to Vinny Souza and start fucking fighting with him at Wolves like you said earlier, right?
The other thing is, he didn't like that because Vinny weren't backing down where he bitch slapped him back.
No, and he should have done.
Vinny will smash him up and all that.
Yeah, 100%. But listen, we'll give him a chance. I'm sure once.
You know, if we come out first game of the season, right, and we smash whoever we get, whatever, like a good 4-0 or 5-0 or something like that, and we look good doing it, or even if we won 2-0, but we look good doing it. Listen, football talks. Do you know what I mean? Fuck all the critics. Fuck all this, like, right? But end of the day, how we play football and how we win, it'll speak volumes, right? So once we start playing attractive football and we get a few wins under our belts, mate, no one's going to say fuck all. Everyone's going to be behind him.
Yeah.
If I see a philosophy, right, and there's a method of play to how he's playing, then I've got all time it worth for him. I'll tell you that one for free, right? But the thing is, last season, we didn't have that method of play. No one really knew what they were doing. Yeah, you had him coming in off it. He were meant to play that centre. He were meant to play in that number 10, right? He don't need to get back. I don't know where that mentioned it, but I've seen it before about him playing as a striker because he's not fit enough to get up and down pitch. I reckon you could play O'Hare because he's got an engine on him. He's proved it so many times last season how much of an engine he's got on him. Right, so we maybe drop him a bit lower and try it. You know what I mean?
What they should do with Hamer and O'Hare, and it pissed me off last season is Howard should have literally said, right, number 10 role, show 2 boys, fight out every week. It would have made them play both a lot better for that 10 role to start. Hamer should never have been pushed out wide. It should have always been O'Hare, Hamer, role, and it's up for grabs for both of them. But Wilder tried recreating the Coventry link, but unfortunately we didn't play the same formation for them to both fit.
You need to play 2 10s for that Coventry link to work.
Yeah, and that's what Wilder tried forcing, and it fucked us over.
I think he tried to force a lot of things, Wilder. And like I said,
no, it
did. You know the problem with Wilder and the fans, right? I'm not being funny, but Wilder's personality and how the fans were reacting with him, he grew bigger than the club.
Yeah.
Got a massive
100%.
And end of the day, mate, it's our club. It's not his. Do you know what I mean? As much as he
were a manager at club, right? But he's just like one of us, right? That's all he is. He's just like one of us. He's a fan.
Someone said it. Someone said it in chat once, and it's not stuck with me, but it plays in my mind a bit. Chris Wilder needs Sheffield United more than Sheffield United needs Chris Wilder.
Yeah, that
1,000%.
Look at him. He left when we was in the shit in Premier League, and he left away with 3 or 4 million. He went to Middlesbrough and went to Watford.
To be fair, he did all right.
Watford?
He did well
He did
at
all
Middlesbrough.
right, but he didn't do well, did he? He did all right. Don't get me wrong. He's a stable manager, but he didn't push him to the next level.
So I can counteract that. He didn't get time at Watford. He only got 11, 12 games, something like that. And at Middlesbrough, he got a 40% win percent, which is good considering Mr. Danny Rose getting the plaudits and he's only got a 34 win percent because he's wank.
And they got absolutely smashed by an Eki team. Let me just put that one there. Right. As much as everyone puts Eckingbottom down and stuff like that,
Eckingbottom does not get the plaudits he deserves.
He don't.
His transfers, like I said, mentioned earlier, right? Our 3 best players are all Eki transfers, done on a fucking budget as well.
Everyone laughed at me last week when I said I weren't saying him as the replacement, but Eckingbottom did shit at Leeds. He came to us and he did a good job. He knew, he understood. He'd been in academy. He knew the method of player with us, right? It's like I said. It's like when I was talking to Leeds fans, my best mates, right? I was saying Jesse Morse might do a job. You never know, right? If you give him a season in Championship to build and then go into Premier League rather than chuck him in, he could do a job. I'm not saying I wanted him by 4 because I'd have fucking absolutely hated that, right? But just because it don't work at one club, don't mean it's gonna work at another club. So when it's worked at us, he's gone to Watford and Middlesbrough, and what has he really done at them clubs?
So with Middlesbrough, it was similar to the way that he started with us. It were riding Cresta wave, obviously new form. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did he not play 5-3-2 at Middlesbrough or 3-5?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
So
we did.
obviously, with that formation, I'm pretty sure. Did he have Isaiah Jones?
Yeah, Isaiah Jones.
Yeah.
And Bradley Giles down left.
Mm-hmm.
They have that Dick Steele as well.
Yeah.
He had that. Who did he call one of the best centre backs he'd ever seen? Who was that? Northern Ireland.
McNair.
Yeah, Paddy McNair.
McNair, weren't it? Yeah. He had stuff like that.
So this is what I mean. But again, when you watch Middlesbrough that season, look at what we did to them when they come to Lane. We smashed them to fucking bits. We're at 4-1.
Yeah.
4-1.
Yeah. I'll get it up.
There were no alternate game plan when things started going wrong. That's
always been Wilder.
Ultimate fault.
And that's the thing with us. When things are going wrong, like for instance, I'll just use Plymouth because I were at Plymouth, right? Soon as that first goal went in, you knew what was going to happen, boys. You knew that second were coming because there were no plan B.
Yeah.
And the people can say you don't need a plan B. No, you don't. Get your team up the fucking pitch. Get the team up the pitch. We got lucky in
a couple of games as well, where things weren't going well, and like Swansea away springs to mind, where Swansea were battering us for like first 20, 30 minutes, and then they got a red card. That's when the game changed.
I said, Connor, I wouldn't say that's a few games or a couple of games. That was quite a large majority of games, in my opinion.
No, it was.
No, what I'm saying is we got lucky with like a change in circumstance, like a red card or something like that. We didn't manage to fluke us way back into the game through a bit of ghost magic or all like that. I'm on about like a circumstance like a Swansea red card. Obviously, Harry Darling got sent off, didn't he? Were it Peck that he went through?
Yeah,
Brewster.
No, it was Brewster.
Brewster.
Oh, yeah, it were Brewster. Yeah, it were. Darling, were.
So that were one. Obviously, the other one that sticks out were Bristol away. Obviously, One scores header, gets it back to 1-1. And then we actually try and fucking like...
Then we kick on, last fucking 5 minutes.
Yeah, and then fucking red card waiting to happen, who got sent off in fucking playoffs.
Rob Dickey.
Yeah, Rob Dickey. I've seen people saying that they want him. I'm not being funny, he's been sent off against us twice this season. What the fuck?
I would want to have said bring him in, to be fair.
Oh my God, another rugby player.
I said, Ricky, this one's to you, mate, regarding Eki and that. Do you not think Eki had an easy job there? Because he came up from the under-23s. Obviously, under-23s will be playing the same formation and the same football Wilder is, obviously, to get him into the first team, if that makes sense.
I feel
he came into he came into the group. I'm not saying that in any way. He did a great job, and his recruitment was 9 times out of 10 mint. But when he came in, obviously Savisa had been here for what was it, 3-4 months?
Yeah, about 3 months.
And the core of the group was still Chris Wilder players. And obviously Hecky, from being an under 23s, is still going to play the same styles of football as what Wilder did. So if anything, he came in and he just played the formation what the players knew and what they were used to. So
Yeah,
I think I'll just say something here. I think he implemented it in them last 6 games that he got in Premier League, and they kind of knew that he had a path of way of playing. You know what I mean? Because we did it all the way from under 18s, like the 5-3-2. All he did was change it back, and no one really liked it when we went to 4-2-3-1 with Slav. But we weren't playing with wingers. He wanted certain players, and we couldn't give him them certain players because Prince Abdullah didn't have enough money to be able to fund it.
and that's
But
why
I'm sorry,
he
I'm
came out. He
interrupting.
came out and admitted, didn't he, Abdullah, that he at the end of the day you can't really knock him as an owner.
Oh, Abdullah.
If anything,
listen.
if anything, you're a good owner. Just even admitted it. He didn't have the spending power to take us to that next level. He didn't have the spending power to make us challenge for it. You know what I mean?
No,
It's a shame he didn't. It's a shame he
annoying,
didn't
innit?
because it was a really. A lot of people put Prince Abdullah down, and I think, do you know, when you look back over what he's done and what he
Especially if you look
tried to
over at them
do,
motherfuckers in S6, you think,
yeah,
No, fuck them.
exactly.
Do you know,
and he's
do you
always
know-
looked after us.
You know, as he do, it pisses me off, right? So this is a businessman, yeah, fucking great bloke, all this spot, right? But he got us a fucking -2 because he didn't pay shit. Yeah, we brought in more money than what we spent last season.
Are you
Right.
all right? Well, are you more
So-
pissed off at -2 at this
And
point,
then,
or are you?
then, yeah, well, it's not even that. It's little things. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people at Princes are saying he did very good and all this like that. But there's things where I don't know, penny pinching on shit and that. Do you know what I mean? It's like he blew his wad on that season where he's brought fucking Brewster for 23 million or
And
this
you know
lot. Do you know
what?
what I mean?
And I blame.
And
Honestly,
they'll admit
sounds
all
daft.
these were
I blame that on
mistakes.
Wilder. I
Yeah.
saw Wilder signing that.
Yeah, it
We're
is.
talking over
Right.
each other again, boys.
Sorry,
Say again.
Connor.
We're talking
Right.
over
So,
each other.
oh yeah.
Sorry.
So it's like Abdullah, yeah. But let's not forget, he nearly sold us twice. Fucking twice to fucking fraudsters. Do you know what I mean? So
But that's why the EFL fit and proper checks are in place. So
So to get blagged once, understandable, you know what I mean? But to get blagged on the second deal straight away, he's either thick as fuck or what, do you know what I mean? He's not very business savvy.
But in all fairness, Rick, he did
Yeah.
make an adjustment, and obviously he did more due diligence on.
Yeah.
on
But that's
this one.
after
What?
that's after
one
2
thing-
times. It should have been there originally. It should
Yeah,
never even
yeah.
got to that point.
I agree, mate. And Prince Abdullah definitely made mistakes while he was chairman of United. But one thing nobody can say about him is that he didn't care about the club because
Oh,
he
yeah.
actually did.
But is it one of them though, right? So
the bloke's sorry, Ricky. The bloke's still wearing a Sheffield United cap now. You see on his
he
Instagram, he's wearing a
might,
Sheffield
it might be, but come on, mate. He fucking won't say muggy every fucking game he were at.
Good point.
Do you know what I mean? It were freebie, weren't it? But what I'm saying is, say if he buys, I don't know, Woolworths touted to buy Charlton, yeah? He'd be wearing Charlton hats. Do you know what I mean? It's just like when you get a player and he's walking around slapping his fucking badge, do you know what I mean? He don't give a fuck. He's just happy that you're paying his wages.
Yeah, I suppose I can see it like that.
Are we in a better place for
Because
him
of
being there?
Yeah, we are.
So, and that's why you've got to give him the respect that he did a good job.
He has got respect from me. I do appreciate
Do you
what he has done
believe
for us.
if he had the millions and millions to spend, let's say he had all these guys' money, these Americans, that is touted that these Americans have got, by the way, no one's actually knows that they've got this money. Because a lot of it's just in assets. But if he had that, he proved that in that first season in Premier League where he went for bust. And he went for bust. And that what happened? right?
But-
We ended up that way. It was more a domino effect.
Yeah.
That what happened the following 2 seasons. So that 2-point deduction we got, right? I'd have been more pissed off at us selling Sander and Illy, right, to fund that than I would take a 2-point deduction this season. Because
Yeah.
that 2-point deduction, no matter how you look at it now, right, is fuck all. Look at what's happening at Wednesday, right? They've got a free transfer window ban, yeah, right? We've never even been close to that. And if I don't know what happened in these negotiations, because we were supposed to get a free window ban, right?
Mhm.
But we negotiated it into a 2-point deduction. That to me is a clever businessman. As
Yeah.
much as he hasn't got the money, to be able to give us to take us to that next step, which is always admitted, right? We are miles in a better place. If we did still have McCabe, right, we could be like Burnley. And yeah, I know Burnley went up last season, but for them to buy a club, they put a mortgage on their club.
But
right?
To counteract that, you're saying if he had money to do that, right? But he has contacts what can do that.
Yeah, Osama bin Laden family.
Not
Right,
even that.
on that note, boys, I'm going to jump off. Right.
No,
Thank you,
really,
Connor.
mate.
See you
Good
later.
night,
pal.
God bless.
Good night. God bless.
No, I'm just saying he just deserves a bit of respect. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying. I'm not saying he's
no,
perfect. He's
I
far
totally
from
agree with you.
perfect.
I totally
Perfect.
agree with you. He came here, he did a good job. He took us from League One to Premier League numerous times. Do you know what I mean? So respect is there.
Yeah.
I just feel like
Yeah.
could he have done more? I feel like do you know what it
Everyone.
is, right? Do you know what it is, right? There's a lot of fucking smoke and shadows with football. Do you know what I mean? Cloaks and daggers, should I say? So, like, you know yourself, how much money is being brought into the club? Do you get what I mean? Right. So DFL run checks to see if you're capable of competing, looking after keeping the club afloat and all this lot, right? I just feel like we were tinkering balances too much for my liking. So if that were the case, right, why not? You've got bloody Turk Al Sheikh, whatever he's called, do you know what I mean? The boxing man now, do you know what I mean? Who's looking to buy Millwall.
Well, he's been rumoured today that he's going to be looking at Bristol City now. So is it all these rumours true? Right, or is he just looking around Championship for a team to buy just to be able to say?
But
I'm only going
I don't know.
there, so.
I know 100% what you're saying. I'm just saying, like, I don't. So, if you love something that much, you wouldn't go dip your toes in it again, would you?
No.
Right? If you've got all these money problems and all this, like you can't afford, or why you got about 20 clubs on go?
Yeah, you shouldn't. I think what let him down is that United World project.
Yeah.
All that money,
what
went, well, not all that money, but the money what he pumped, well, not pumped in, but the money what he would have put into Chateauroux, the beer shot, there were team in Saudi Arabia as well.
Yep.
Some others. That's all money which could have come to us. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's like, because I think his goal was to make it have
like
all these
RB.
teams and have it into like a feeder club. But then at the same time is these players weren't producing players which were nowhere near Championship, never mind Premier League.
Nope.
So it was, I think the idea was there. Like Chelsea with Strasbourg at the minute, the idea is there and it's working good for them. They're sending young prospects like Andre Santos and stuff to Strasbourg. They're getting developed there, they're going back.
They've just got CJ and Riley, haven't they? Oh, no, he's got Marseille, hasn't he?
No, Marseille, yeah. But I think the idea was there, but it was just executed fucking very poorly.
I've got a question for you both. Why is it a lot of good English talent nowadays are going abroad to get the chance?
I think
it's because none of English clubs can afford to buy the English players anymore because of English tax.
I don't think it is that. Do you know what I think it is? I think because football's so tight knit, it wants results now rather than later. So they have to go abroad to get that development. They're not going to get it in England.
I think
unless
if you
you're
look
playing
at it,
for
though,
lower leagues,
especially Germany, because that's where a lot of youngsters have been going. So obviously both Bellinghams, you've got Sancho went there. Is it? I think Bino Gittins went to there first, and I know you had Reece Nelson.
Lookman.
Yeah, Reece Nelson went to Hoffenheim as well. I think it's like I don't know how to say it. But you look at the style of the German play. Every country you go to is a different style of football they play. It's like Ten Hag, he were a flop in Man United, but Leverkusen will do bits. I think it's a style of football in Germany, especially. It's a lot slower, in my opinion.
Yeah, it is. It
It's
is.
a lot slower, and it suits players better, and it makes them look better than what they actually are. Because look at Sancho, if you come back to the Premier League, and let's be honest, 80 million is done fuck all.
What do you really think? I think Sancho's not bad, mate.
It's not bad, yeah, but 80 million, it's a bit.
No, yeah, but that's like
Yeah,
saying look at Anthony.
That's what I mean. It's the Premier League is the hardest league in the world. 'Cause it's the most watched and it's the most critiqued league in the world. You got players like look at when Di Maria came across. He were at Real Madrid before, and this time over, he came to Man United and he flopped. Look at Falcao. He were fucking ripping up at Atletico. He came to Man United and they went to Chelsea. Flopped at both. The Premier League is just that hard at the minute. Well, it always has been hard. It's a hard league. And it's
very fast paced, isn't it? Fastest
It
paced league in the world.
And
it's all about the money in Premier League.
Yeah,
it's all about the money.
Another thing is,
it's all to do with Sky and people like that are ruining the Premier League. That's what they're doing because they're paying so much for rights. You look at how much they're getting over let's say, a 5-year deal. Yeah, right. That's why it's so expensive because that's why they wanted to create Super League. Barcelona and Real Madrid, they were main guys in it because they're saying, well, we want some of this pie. Oh, wait, we'll go over and take it to American Super League. Right? They had that guy over in America ready to all fund it. Right? If you look in the Liga, the way that the structure is, that's why the difference in between the Premier League and the Championship is so big. Because we can't just go up next. Let's say we were to go up next season, right? We can't just go out and go, right, we're going to spend 240 million because it's a point deduction, right? When they go into places like Germany and stuff like that, they're thinking, right, we'll get these and then we can sell them on for big because they're going to come back in for them. Do you get what I mean? You look at how much Jude went to Dortmund for, and then you look at the profit they made compared to what he went to Madrid. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the way you've got to kind of look at it, right? And that's why these are willing to take it. It's like Peter chairman said over there, he were proper mega pissed off because Ricky J. Jones went to a Bundesliga side rather than a Championship side because now they can't claim compensation for him.
We're sent poorly, weren't it? Too.
Yeah. It's just the way that it's all dealt with. It's like the English game is because of the money involved in the English game. That's why you're getting players going over there, right? Because they can't all fit in. But it's like I said, Sky
it's
and
it's catch-22 though, isn't it? Because like if you remember when you were younger, Italy were the country with the money. Do you know what I mean? All the best players always were in Italy. And now because all the money's in England, majority of best players in the world are in England playing. Do you know what I mean? So
I think,
and that's go on,
it counter-reacts itself, doesn't it? Because it's drawing more eyes to English game, but then I think it's hurting development of these younger players at the same time.
I think as well it's killing the game itself because I think last season before was the first time ever both teams, well, all three teams came up from Championship got relegated, and I think it'll happen again this season.
Yeah,
it's like you look at Spain, look at Germany. Teams come up from second division, they stay in the first division for a good few seasons before they got down again. The gap now in Premier League is that fucking big because all these big clubs spending all this big money. The little teams like us go up, we can't compete.
What do you think to the concept of this Club World Cup? What's happening?
Fucking dog shit.
Do you not like it?
What pisses me off is, right, you got these big teams complaining about game schedules and that. When they won't do FA Cup replays. And then these FA Cup replays to little teams like fucking Alfred and Town and that shit. It's massive for them. But yeah, you look at Man United, literally 2 days after the season ended, they jetted off to fucking Hong Kong or something. I don't know where it went to Asia.
It was something where you die.
Yeah, and they're playing fucking games against fucking Hong Kong national team, that bollocks. Thinking, what the fuck? They can't play out game schedule.
If I were going to put a concept forward to you, so you get rid of Champions League, get rid of Europa League, all this sort of way, and just have this Club World Cup instead. Would you be up for it?
Absolutely not. No,
Would you
because
not?
why? No, because they've got teams in it. It'll be fucking New Zealand. The part timers are a thing online that the one guys have to take annual leave and unpaid leave just to play in it. How on earth are these teams in New Zealand meant to keep up with Bayern Munich?
There's got to be like a level to it. Do you get what I mean? Like, but
Teams like Super League then.
Yeah, kind of. But like teams
the
like
Super League
was
the Super League, in my opinion, was a good concept, just executed incredibly poorly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
the same
you know
teams
what,
are going to be in it. The same 12 teams are be in it, and then you can fight to get into it. But it's not. I agree with you. I think it were executed poorly. But this is why you've got like Real Madrid pushing this, because they're wanting more money. They're wanting more of this pie. They're worried about what English clubs are doing. Right, and that's why they're pushing it more than anyone. This Florentino Perez, who owns or whatever he is to Madrid, right? This is why he's pushing it so much, because they're saying, well, why are they able to spend this and we can only spend this? You know, they've got certain like rules. So this Club World Cup, for instance, whoever wins it get what is it? Is it worth 100 million to them?
I don't know.
Something like that, right? If it, let's say it is 100 million, that's 100 million Man City have got more to spend if they were to win it, right? That's then making that gap even worse, because then all that it's doing is, well, they can, because it'll go on to accounts next season, so it'll be 100 million extra.
What they should do is, right, I'm going back to what Ricky said about Club World Cup and stuff. What they should do, the Super League, in my opinion, was an incredibly good idea, just executed very shitly. What they should do is, if they went around the Super League way, you get rid of Europa League, get rid of Conference, get rid of Champions League, and you play the Super League every summer, where this Club World Cup is now. You do it then. Because the Super League was, honestly, it got a lot of criticism, and it was a bit shit because it's going to be during the season. But if you're doing it off season like now, you're playing the best of the best. That's what fans want to see. No one wants to see fucking Bayern Munich versus New Zealand amateurs. No one cares about that shit.
What would you do with Euros and World Cup? Because if that were an end of season everything every year, then it'd be a bit. But could it be like something every? Could it be something that is in the year of the space? So like you've got 2 years between the World Cup and the Euros. Is it something that could happen in that gap? It might be something that. Yeah,
that's not a bad shout. Then I didn't take into consideration about the Euros and World Cup and Copa America.
I'll be honest with you, though. You know, in international football, I can't stand it.
I can't watch it.
Honestly,
I can't.
I can sit and watch England, and it's happened a few times. Like, you know, if Burnley's been on this season and I've watched them or something, because I have watched a lot of football this season, I don't know. I can sit and fall asleep, and it's not very often I can do that. But it's like United, even though we're just playing just as boring, I'm more emotionally invested. It's like
I think. Go on, Ricky. Go on. You go.
I dread to think what it's like for a neutral fan to watch us, because, like I say, I'm neutral watching Burnley and I'm falling asleep.
So, I think what it is for me. Sorry, go on. My bad. We're interrupted again.
No, it's all right.
What it is for me is I've never been able to watch a team unless it's Sheffield United. It's the fact you're watching your own team. Like, say you're watching, fucking neutral game, Wrexham versus Swansea. It's a game you don't give a fuck about. Say Wrexham are in Swansea's box, you don't care. But say if we're playing, Leeds, Wednesday, whoever, and they're in our box, your heart starts racing. You think shit.
Yeah, I get that.
It's all about the passion you've got for the club.
Yeah.
It's like with me in international football, I cannot sit and put England to watch Nations League or qualifiers. I can only watch England in a major tournament when there's something at stake.
Yeah.
Because there's that thrill. People watch football for the thrill. I watch it for the thrill. You can't just watch football because it's just football, innit? You watch it for the thrill because you like the thrill you get. You like the emotions you go through during the game, the heart rate, the ups, the downs. It's all about that's what it's all about. If you're watching a game which means fuck all to you, you're not going to go for the emotions, are you?
Exactly. So what about like people? It's like my cousin, for example. Yeah, my cousin, he supports Liverpool. Like it's been passed down to him from my uncle. You know what I mean? Like, he's a Liverpool fan, but he enjoys football, so he can watch any kind of football. Do you know what I mean? I know he's done like little trips around Yorkshire, you know, watching all different teams play, and I think he is a United fan as well. But it's like, do you think you can have two teams all like that? Because me personally, I'm just United. I can't really support another club. Do you know what I mean? I haven't really got a fondness for another club or all like that.
There's a club you can support and there's a club you can follow, in my opinion. And I'll explain this. Now, if you're, let's say, my brother, who's an Arsenal fan, right? But he goes to more Sheffield United games than he'll go to Arsenal games, right? And he enjoys going to Sheffield United games. And he, you know, and he's just as pissed off as if he were to go to an Arsenal ground. Now, he's just grown up where he's loved watching Arsenal and he's idolised Arsenal. Now, you'll follow that team. It's like I said, you know, I'm from Rotherham, right? I don't follow Rotherham. I never will. I just support Sheffield United, and all that I do is go home and away with Sheffield United. But, you know, you always look out for little bits like that. Even when they were in dog shit years and years ago, when we had to send Forte, Quinn, people, all that. I like that. I liked him doing that because at the end of the day, it's still where I live. And I don't want to see it go down shithole. You know what I mean? And that's how it should be. But you can't support two teams. You really can't. But I do believe you'll follow one. I do believe you can follow one.
I think what it is for me is you support your team, but then for me I've got soft spots for different teams for different reasons. Like, I've got a soft spot for Rotherham because that's where my mum's family's from, and then I've also got a soft spot for Chesterfield because that's where I live quite a bit.
I think your phone's getting too hot. Your mic's starting to break up. It's starting to sound like Liam, innit?
Yeah, you went like Liam last week.
No, wait,
yeah, your phone's too hot.
Yeah.
Speaking of Liam, I just put in the chat. Oh, he's gone. I've just put in the chat. Would you take Karjani over from Wolves? I know he had a miracle last year, but always like, 100 million%. I'd take him.
I was all up for him coming last summer. I was literally, he was someone I wanted. 1,000%.
Him to come in. Yeah.
When I seen him play against us for Stoke, I'm telling you, he was decent. Yeah, really, really good. Well, am I on my own? What's he doing here?
I'm back. I knocked it off.
Mate, I didn't know what to do then. I didn't know what to do. I was like, well, I'm on my own then.
shit, you said.
You're kind of. When you're not expecting it, I'd have probably been able to come up with something, but
yeah.
Now, back on over, 1,000%, 100%.
I'd take him £1 million.
Listen, I'm excited to see if these are going to throw money with fetching the wrong man in. I'm really excited, because at the end of the day, I don't think they trust him. I don't think they trusted Wilder, and I don't think they wanted him because even before they came in, there were rumours, weren't they, that they weren't really looking at Wilder. I'll tell you what did surprise me today, though. If these rumours turn out to be true that Nixon's been saying about, Jamie Oiland getting a new contract and Des Taylor going, I'm down for that because
I think Oiland's an unsung hero. He does not get the praise he deserves. I think off at signings in summer are down to him, not Wilder.
I said it to you last week, Ricky. I said it on here.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, you did.
He was the one that brought Burrows and stuff like this in. Right. You've got Mickey Allen, is he the chief scout, and then you've got him
Allen,
who's
Well,
right.
I know someone who knows Mike Allen very well.
And do you know that's what I say? Like, will it really be that bad if we just had an head coach and we went to a director of football? Because this is obviously what they want to do. And if it means that a lot of people will complain, but if these are going to throw their money, they're going to throw it at a sporting director who's advising them, right? And then if we've got scouts that have pulled people in like Addison Burrows last year, this Jamie Oiland, because he was the one that'll have gone and watched them. He'll have been the one that skid the final. This is what he's like, right? It's not just all about Wilder, and that's what a lot of people say.
Yeah. Do you know what it is? I'm excited. I'm really excited on what can happen.
Shall I tell you where I got excited? I watched that.
Where?
Is it Jacob Horsfall? Is it Jacob Horsfall? I watched it last night. That breakdown of sellers.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I realised. I realised.
Number 8's running and all this lot.
I'm telling you now, Burrows could be a big player for us next
I think
season.
so. Mate,
Massive.
You know what? I've got a question for you. Do you think O'Hare could play as number 8?
100%. Like I said, he's got the energy. He has got the energy.
I really think he's. I don't know. He's going to come out of Gus's shadow next season.
You want that ball carrier between, do you know, like Hilly were? And I'm not saying O'Hare's going to be like Hilly by force saying that, but you need that link between midfield and thing. And he is that link. He is that ball carrier who then will pass it off. He won't have a shot because he proved that how many times last season. But he's that ball carrier. He's that ball carrier. He's that link between the forwards and the strikers and the midfield that can make that little link. And then you might be able to expand a bit with Gusema playing in 10. If we keep him, he might go. But right now, he's still here. Right? But that's where he could really. You've got that little bit of link, and that's where we lost it in Premier League. Soon as Illy went, we were fucked.
Yeah,
we was fucked because he would just run. He'd just run at him, and always proved it how many times this season that he's got an engine on him.
Exactly. Do you know what it is with me? I'm excited because I want to see how Celis is going to line it up. What's he going to pick? How's he going to do it? Is it going to be a 4-3-3? Is it going to be a 4-2-3-1? Is it going to be a 4-2-2-2? It's exciting times.
From what I was like I said, I watched his breakdown of Ruben Sellers, and he did a breakdown on the game against us, right? And a lot of his teams play he likes a 3.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be shocked if we're looking at a 3-4-3. I'm telling you, that's I'm telling you because you can push Burrows up into that midfield or play him as a wing back easily. His quality is unbelievable. Obviously we're going to struggle on that right, but the way that the team presses from the front and creates the triangles on the wings, I'm telling you, I think it's a really good video what he did. Only
way I could counteract that is how many centre backs are we going to need?
We need at least 3 already. Ricky, I had when you and Liam were going to do I know you were doing a squad depth video together, right? I've got it all written down. 1 minute.
You're coming on it, mate. You're coming on it, kid.
Right, I've got what I'd do. So all the goalkeepers, everything. But if I'm coming on it, mate, I'll be there. But I think we need at least 3 or 4 centre backs.
I do.
But also, the 4th centre back could be someone like Jamal Baptiste. Do you get what I mean? Because you're going to need some. You can't just sign everyone who's going to be in the team because they're not. It's not the way it is. But we can start. He likes his youngsters.
Yeah,
he'll have all this data, and I think it was Craig Warwick said about him being a data analysis for Denmark. So he's got the ability of what these owners are looking for. These want to go down, and I said we shouldn't be playing games with it while we're in the Championship. We should leave it until we go to Premier League because then you've got a bit more leeway on what you can do, and they get a bit more attraction, right? Where they're not gonna go for much in Championship, but I think. Listen, it could go all to fucking pot, and we could end up back in fucking League One. But at the same time, if it works, it works. And if it's like I said, it's not my money we're spending, and it's not yours, mate. It's their money
Exactly.
they want to spend, right? And if they want to spend it and fetch their own money, leave them to it. At the end of the day, all that we're there to do is sing us all our representatives team, and we'll do that everywhere anyway. Even if it's sellers, even if it had been what Daesh, even if it had all names that were being mentioned, Gary
Yep.
O'Neill. We all get pissed off eventually, but the way it all comes back round to one thing, and that's Sheffield United. We're not going nowhere as fans.
Exactly. On that one, mate, we're going to cut it at that because we've gone on for 3 hours.
Yeah, no worries anyway. Next week I'm off, so I don't have to. I'll be on from start. So
Good lad. Good lad. Hey, so I'll message you off stream and I'll see you. Yeah.
Yeah, no worries, mate. See you later,
In a bit,
pal.
brother.
Bye.
Right.
Bye.